Yes, we are starting the screen with Be Catchy. Not because this game is particularly cursed, but because the intro actually has important story stuff in it. So I want to give people a second. um, I'm alive. I'm fine. Just haven't been feeling 100% lately. So I realized that maybe I can get myself back to streaming by playing something I'm really into right now. And I think it'll work. So that's the goal. We're going to stream something I'm really into. And hopefully that will assist me in getting back into my hobbies. That's the plan, fam. That is the plan. We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be fun. I really love this game. I have been playing an inordinate amount of it off stream, to say the very least. And yeah, if you haven't heard of Metaphor, there have been a bunch of trailers of it going around, but it is basically the newest thing from the same team that did Persona. So, well, if my background wasn't already an indication of my feelings about, Persona, then it should be very little surprise that I'm very, very into this game. Oh my god, it is a Pika. Yes, it is a Pika. Hi, Mean Dean. Hi, Lakesone. Life kicked my butt a bit, but I love this game, so I'm gonna share it with you. So we are gonna Be Catchy, go to sleep for now, and then we're gonna play the intro of this lovely game. And I really hope you guys are doing okay. And I'm sorry it's been a while. I will try to be more consistent. I promise. Things have been. I live in America. You understand the kind of week I've been having. Anyway, let's play some video games. let's enjoy something, and hopefully it will automatically show up in OBS, and I won't have to do anything crazy. I have my iPad here to test and make sure of that, mind you. Let's see. Are we? Well, it's a black screen, which, yeah, that's how we open here. Hold on. Are we working? Are you receiving an input from a window? Any full screen okay. I think we're functional. Let's see. I hope so. I'm looking at my iPad as a second screen, basically. Yeah, we can see the intro. That's good. This is important to the story. Okay, perfect. It was just taking a second to load, probably because I have OBS open. Hi, Lakesone. Hi, Mean Dean. I hope y'all are doing good today. I'm gonna shut up and let the scene play.
I trust this will suffice.
God smiles upon the generous.
Oh, away with you! Back to your cesspit, beggar! A land grotesque as its people. You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one.
Oh.
That dream died long ago. You should have done the same. Your kingdom will perish alongside you. By my hand.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
The blooms upon the prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must stand together.
Your Eminence!
Who could do this? Few could even enter the king's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet,
And yet His Majesty's arcane power could deflect near any blade. With all the royal bloodline's magic, who could harm him at all?
Shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could end a royal life? Who would dare such atrocity? Huh?
Luis.
A shame to die with no heirs. The prince was taken too soon. And only a king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
And there's our lovely first taste of the soundtrack, which is incredible, just for the record. Okay, so I know they messed a bit with the sound levels in the last update of this game. So I do have to ask, do I need to turn anything up? Do I need to turn anything down? Do I need to turn myself up or the game down before we get too into things? Other fun fact, yes, that scene of Luis killing the king will play every time that you open this game, which makes it basically our Persona opening. Game up. Perfect. That I can do. Let's go around here. How do we hear the menu music now? My volume seems okay? Okay. Any more, ever so slightly? Okay, hold on. I did it by a bunch. I'll go down a little. How about around 60-ish? Is that decent? Because I don't get the best hint through my headphones. Better now? Okay, we're gonna try this level. And we're gonna try to stick with this for now. So yeah, this game is incredible. I've been playing it a lot offline because it's kind of the only thing I had energy to do there for a little bit. The music is spectacular, if you couldn't tell from our first intro to what I can only describe as freestyle opera in the OP there. It's just good. Oh, I just noticed something about the title screen that I hadn't noticed this whole time. This is a silhouette of a person's face, with their hair blowing in the wind. And I know which person this is by the hair length. Sorry to switch over to my mouse for a second here just to reference. I know exactly who that is by the hair length, and that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Other fun fact about all the text earlier in the intro and throughout the game, apparently it's all written in Esperanto. I think that's how you say that. Which I found out through, like, some random Tumblr post because I was looking at those. Because of course I was. Yeah, it's actually really fascinating. There's a lot of really interesting philosophical and literary references to be found here. But for now, let's do this. And yes, you do get to name both myself, the person playing, and the character. I have a feeling I know where this is going.
Who's there? I can feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight.
God. Now I need to try to place this voice actor specifically. And I think I know which character this person plays.
Whoever you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest? Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. One who meets my eyes across a strange threshold.
Now, realistically, I'm Pika. Do we want to be Pika today, chat? Or do we want to be someone else? Because I know you're going to want to name at least one of us Beef. My question now is, do you want to name me Beef or the protagonist Beef? I'll give you a minute to think about it. You gotta pick one. Are we the Beef? Or is he the Beef? Oh yeah, now I remember why I like live streaming so much. Protag can be Beef? Okay, so we're not Beef. Will is Beef. Got it, okay. Fun fact, Protag, canon name, as far as we know, is Will. But for now, he will be Beef. For us, though, we are Pika. Because that is what I go by on here. Wonderful. Alright, we'll be Pika, and then when we get the chance to name our boy, we will name him Beef. My keyboard don't like L. Yeah. Your poor keyboard. Alright. Yes, this is fine. I am happy to be Pika. Your name is indeed Pika. You will name the protagonist later. So yeah, the person who's being named here is not the protag. It's us. So we, you, myself, you, chat, and myself are the collective entity now known as Pika.
Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours.
Hell yeah, I do, buddy.
It's a curious thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold.
Oh, I know who this character is, I think.
Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy.
Yes, it is to us.
But can it truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you? If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question.
Sure.
Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?
No, I think that fantasy has a lot of potential to influence the world in both positive and negative ways. Both in the fact that any creation has the beautiful joy to help bring people together, be it fantasy or any other genre. But also, it has the potential to spread messages, good, bad, neutral, intended or otherwise, to a pretty wide audience of people. This talk is giving you theories about Persona 2, involving Persona 2. So yes, other fun fact, because I'm pretty sure everyone here is at least tangentially interested in Persona. There's a lot of implications. This game is definitely in some tangentially related SMT universe. We'll get to some of them here. We won't get to all of them for a while. But you'll see. I don't think it's powerless.
More than wishful thinking, more than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds.
Well, yes, any fiction can do that, technically.
This must be what you believe. I confess, my own answer still eludes me. But consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality.
Also, I just want to chat so much about my theories about this game and its connections to other games. It's just really good.
Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself.
I am too, scheming man.
So, let this tale begin.
Alright, so here is our difficulty settings. Storyteller, a pretty typical one in these type of games. easy is fine. Normal is the difficulty I've been playing on offline. I do think normal is plenty challenging in terms of a good balance of, like, you don't feel like you're having a miserable time of it, but you're not having an easy time. Hard is fun. And then there's Regicide. Yeah. Yeah, that's the name of the hardest difficulty. Which is... Man, if you thought Proud Mode was a hell of a difficulty name, Regicide. We're gonna go normal. Normal, honestly, really does have a great balance. Yes.
Looks like we're in the clear. The capital's just through this desert.
Is it true then? The king is dead? Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
Monsters, huh? I've certainly been hearing the stories.
To say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming. Mark my words. That much is certain.
What's the problem?
They're bandits!
Come on, let's see some respect for the militia!
Militia,
Us folk, we're commoners! No crown or church will save us!
But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is a little tribute. You're with us or against us? And if you're against us...
An igniter? How'd they get one of those?
Next one!
Well, there goes all our money.
Huh? Look at you. What have we got here? He's an elder. So he is. No horns, no knife. Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital? Oh, what's this? Looks like you've been holding out on us, boy.
How dare you, that's my book.
Hold it!
Oh, shit.
Should have listened to us, chum. Now fall in line! Let's want to get stuck like us.
There she goes.
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
Stand aside!
Oh, shit. There we go. Man, we're having a great day. We just got kicked off a goddamn cliff. Yes, the queen. Also, yes, Glebov, I haven't been able to put it down either. That's why I'm streaming it too now.
This place already feels like a death trap. You hear all that stuff about Lord Luis saving us?
Yes, Gallica, Lord Luis is gonna save us. Oh, it feels like a death trap. Girl, you can fly. I just got flung off a cliff. I'm an Elda. My bones can break.
Hey, you okay? You still got all your limbs attached?
Attached? Yes. Unbroken? Probably not.
Well, at least they didn't figure out our mission. Definitely could have gone worse.
What mission?
What mission?
I think he has a concussion, Gallica.
Come on. This is no time for jokes.
I'm glad we can all agree on the red-haired elf woman up there, as is all I'm gonna say, because we don't know her name yet.
You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right? The mission's more important than either of our lives. If we screw this up, there's no going back.
Gallica, I have a concussion. Please explain. Oh boy, here we go.
we'll make it?
You don't look hurt, though, so that's the good news. You can move, right? I'm thinking we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Alright. We have, yep, movement keys to move, aka the left stick in our case, R2 to dash, O to dodge attacks. Some actions you can perform are portrayed on the bottom of the screen. You can see the mini-map. And you can load tutorials in the main menu. Which right now looks very simple.
Stop!
Oh, and there's sandworms.
Watch out!
Yeah, those look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they've noticed us yet, though. In case you thought that the SMT series was the only place we're drawing inspiration from here, sandworms aren't the only aspect of Dune that I think has caused some inspiration for the devs here. You love how protagonist Kuhn literally has the option of I have no idea what's going on. A metaphor version of ... Face sight. Yep.
Okay.
Oh god. That's a lot. Oh, all of these things could definitely kill us. Especially that one over there.
Run!
Run! Keep running.
Ugh,
Come on, Will. Or whatever chat's about to name you, Will. The dungeon crawling is just chef's kiss. It's so good. Everything about it. It's like platonic ideal JRPG.
Just checking, but you do remember what we're here to do, right?
Oh yeah, totally. I definitely don't have a concussion, Gallica.
Leave it to me.
You say that, but let's go over it one more time.
You panicked and named him protagonist. I know his canon name is Will, but I have the sneaking suspicion that he's gonna be Beef this playthrough for some reason. I can't possibly imagine why.
First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center.
The visual style is great in this game. I love what they went for here. Combining more of like their kind of typical Persona-esque art style with more of a light, hand-drawn fantasy feel. The gameplay is spectacular. We'll get to it in a lot more detail later, but essentially it combines some overworld action combat elements with its typical JRPG ones, which are very reminiscent of a refined mash of what I can only describe as SMT meets like Persona 2, but refined in the best way possible. And as someone who loves Persona 2, I mean that with the highest praise.
This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs, or we die.
It really is the next evolution of a JRPG formula, especially for Atlas. Like, you can feel the inspiration not just from P5 with the overworld face-sight mechanic, but also from so many of the other games that they make influencing the way this one functions in just the best way.
And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through.
Hell yeah, Gallica.
We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes. Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road. You know what they say. Anxiety breeds the world's cruelest monsters. I mean, fairies say that at least. I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
Ah, yes, this spell.
Right.
It's as though the music is playing directly in my mind. The effect of Gallica's music is inspiring. So Gallica's basically a bard, in a sense, which also implies that she is responsible for our enjoyment of this incredible soundtrack, so thank you, Gallica.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier.
Thank you, Gallica. You have given us a great gift here, because Shoji Meguro is incredible.
Look!
Yeah, some of the character portraits definitely, you can tell, are made by the same designers.
Over there!
Grand Trad's already in sight.
Let's go.
This whole city looks a bit cursed. Oh god, here we go. Keep running. Yes, we could get the items in there, but no, it's fine. We don't need the items. We need to survive.
Oh, I think they see us.
It's fine, we'll just keep running till you hit the city. You're gonna be fine, buddy.
I think we...
Oh, he's having such a bad day.
This land of 8 tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic. The United Kingdom of Ukrainia. The year is 785. Ukrainia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built.
Well, at least we found people.
Story of fantasy. May this faded world be painted anew.
O great seeker, bearer of fantasy empowered. Hear my wish and come forth from thy epoch of glory to grant me guidance. Am I time traveling? Is Pika time traveling in this sentence?
Whoa, just look.
Whoa.
It's okay, buddy. You can be anxious. Oh, great.
Drop the dog. Hang him dead. Please. I've done nothing wrong. Lying dog. Don't try to deny it. You trample the law for the fun of it.
Let it be known, for misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead.
Well. Public execution's a thing here, huh?
That crowd was going to listen to anything a Paribus said.
Such a shame. Might you spare some coin? Bless you. Oh,
careful!
Hurry.
It's fine, we have enough coin.
Do you have any street smarts? Come on, kid! Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Right.
You noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only Elder here, in the whole city even.
Yes, we might be the only Elda in the whole city. We might. Maybe.
Capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different tribes, but we're the only one we can see who's an Elda. I'm sure that doesn't imply anything horrid happened to our people at all. Yes, very Path of Radiance, calling the Kingdom United is a funny joke. Yeah, she is the one DJing the entire OST, so everyone say thank you to Gallica.
Not that it's very balanced. I see more Plamars and Lusants than anyone else. Which means a dopey Elda kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay?
I totally know how to do that. Just look at my totally normal posture.
Hey, did you hear what they're saying about His Majesty? They say it wasn't illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination.
Shh, careful who hears you say that.
But it's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night. A war of succession is coming, I tell you.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them.
these two just like fucking vaping over here? What are they doing? Oh yeah, I think they definitely are, huh?
The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Hard to see how the nation can come back from this.
Huh.
We'd not have to ask if the prince was still alive.
Well, I'm sure the prince's supposed death and the king's supposed murder definitely aren't connected murders or anything at all. From The Sims. Magical vapes, indeed.
The king dead, his son stricken. Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
We've done all in our power, but not even the kingdom's best, the saint, could purify this affliction.
He's having a bad time. Well, good news. Prince is alive. Bad news. That doesn't look so great, does it?
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out? No doubt His Highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed His Highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy. I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there?
Side note, I love the prince. He's baby.
This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
Alright. We gotta go find our contact in the military, figure out what to do about the person who presumably killed the king and tried to kill the prince. And, at that point, step 1, infiltrate military. Step 2, find the person we need to find. Step 3, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 4, profit. Got it. Yeah, I love the silly names for unnamed characters. That's my favorite part of this franchise.
Hey, are you listening? Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic. You and the prince were pretty close.
The prince's baby, I repeat.
Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high-stakes part. You gotta go get enlisted, so you can meet up with our operative. Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne.
Gallica, should we be talking about this in the middle of a sidewalk?
That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard, considering the need for soldiers.
So?
Do you know where you're going? Feel free to admit it if you're lost and ask me for advice. Yes, we can save. Ignore my other saves. We're gonna save on slot 16.
Let's go see.
Whatever will I do?
Oh, this lady. Restless woman. Well, are you ready for our first taste of how people are gonna be treating our poor boy here?
Ugh, come off it.
It's an Elda! Why is one of your kind in Grand Trad? I have business here. Silence. Sainticism teaches us that the Elda are an evil tribe that defy the teachings. So get back! Stay away from me, you fiend! Devilish magic, she says. If you are so magical, I doubt you'd have it so hard in life. She's aggravating, but let's try not to cause a scene. Oh, this poor baby. My poor boy has not experienced fantasy racism before. Huh? Hi, shady woman.
Are you Elder? You little bastard, you.
Imbecile retriever. How long will this take? Can't help but notice we passed the recruitment center back there. I bet I could register for the army faster than this carriage could exit the city. So hurry it up before I put a bounty on your horse's head.
If I may.
Now, sir, please have patience. With the royal funeral approaching, foot traffic is at an all-time high.
Elder? Here?
Look at that. The new model's out now. I could be out there slinging spells like a master if I had one of those.
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
This one looks like it has a rib cage on it. Now I want one.
for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that magic igniter there has got what rather looks to be ribs and a spine. Oh, hold on, I gotta look something up. Maybe I'm making too much of a connection to a certain thing, but I just had a thought. Gotta compare some visual imagery. Show me... Okay, it's not quite as similar to another piece of shape language in this franchise as I thought it was. We're good. I was curious for a second there. Evil Church, take a shot. She has a portrait, therefore she is important indeed. Gallico is so cautious you expect her to start talking about delicious pancakes. Unfortunately, there is no pancake boy here.
Yeah, until you see the price tag.
I do love him dearly, but he's not in this game.
Can't imagine what it's like having to wave around some shiny stick to use magic.
Yes, because you're a fairy. You just come with it built in. The rest of us have to work for this sort of thing.
Me? I can whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the magla in the air. Though, I'm not exactly an archmage.
Wonders never cease. A fairy and an elden child. Are you new to our fair city?
I love this character so much.
Well, I suggest you keep a low profile. Trust me when I say you don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this humble shop. Are you in the market for an igniter? Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye. This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
Yeah, it's probably only like 5 million, gold, but let's not worry about it. The igniter's looking like colors and bones is interesting. You have some hunches, but you haven't reached the point where it's confirmed. I'll keep my mouth shut on that. The Royal Scepter.
The Royal Scepter?
You've really never heard of it. Wow. Where do I even start?
A symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty. Passed down through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic. World-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's most potent magic igniter. And in the king's hands, it was enough of a deterrent to stave off invasion.
So a super weapon used as a deterrent for war, you say? I see.
And now he's dead. With no living heir either.
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly magic is of little use without a king. You picked a bad time to visit, boy. I don't know why you're here, but there's trouble brewing.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'll be fine.
I'll keep that in mind.
Same energy as going to the wax museum and getting a fake Oscar. It really is. But honestly, as a tourist, I could see that being a thing that people visiting would want.
A word of caution, then. Your survival is your own responsibility.
Thank you, ma'am.
Well, that was unnecessarily ominous. She has a point, though. We'll need to be careful.
I think she's just trying to, look out for us in her own way and see if we'll buy her stuff.
Anyway, we don't have time to hang around chatting with the locals. We've got a recruitment office to find.
Let's head there.
join the army because I looked up to Lord Luis, but now I get my arse handed to me if I so much as mentioned it. What's the state army gonna do now? We won't find any decent recruits at the messy state of things currently. God, we have no money. We gave all of our money away and got the rest of it stolen. This poor child. I know he's like, 18, but like, I mean, by adult standards, he's still very young. I was hoping you'd blend in the crowd and no one would notice you're an Elda, but the people here have sharper eyes than I thought. Maybe we should have gotten fake horns or something, Gallica. We don't want to draw attention, but hiding your tribe is only going to make it worse. People may insult you, but do your best to stand tall.
All right.
Easier said than done, I'm sure. But it's for the sake of the mission. And on that note, the recruitment center we're looking for should be just ahead. I still think we should just get horns. Fake horns. Stick them on the headband. No one will ever know.
I'm out of ideas.
Dear me!
That must be the recruitment center.
It is the recruitment center. Yeah, it does say a lot about her that she didn't assume that we couldn't afford her shady wares. She was actually reasonable, and by all accounts, not racist to us, which, given this city so far, yeah, that's pretty nice.
I'll let you take it from here. It should be pretty straightforward. Oh, and if they start asking questions, just be as honest as you can. Lying will only make us more suspicious. So long as you don't compromise the mission, you're fine.
Oh god, there's about to be, like, some of my favorite lines of dialogue in the whole game here.
Good luck in there. Knock 'em dead. Okay, you got this.
Yes, I do, Gallica.
A blue blood, are you? The army's no place for velvet-swaddled lordlings. Why are you here?
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is where the writing really started to, like, get quite good for me. Especially with this captain's lines.
Perhaps your noble family collapsed under its own weight. Is that it?
Lineage seems a strange measure for a soldier's worth. I'm looking to enlist. Is that enough for you or not?
An uppity one, aren't you? Fine, lordling. Welcome to the Guard, where it'll be your privilege to die screaming and bloody in service of your country.
He's so not wrong.
But mark my words, war will turn your arrogance to piss. When your corpse is plucked from the mud, do try to look patriotic.
Oh my god. I fucking love this guy's lines. The captain. But I also adore the character he's talking to.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty? No wonder nobody respects the Guard anymore.
Fucking love young noblemen.
But I'm here now, so perhaps the kingdom isn't a lost cause.
Also, my favorite joke theory about this game is that this is just all the Phantom Thieves playing a tabletop RPG.
Insolent pup! You will learn your place.
Don't. The healers have enough on their plates already.
Be gone, and be thankful you're still in one piece. All right, next. Hurry it up. An elder? I thought your kind was long gone.
We're long gone, huh? How did that happen?
Age 18. An orphan, too. The army can always use more of those.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, chat, but that is my favorite line in this whole game. An orphan, too. The army can always use more of those. It's so good.
So, what brings you to enlist?
I want to fight for change.
I want to fight for real change.
Lofty words for a gutter rat with an empty coin purse, no? So, what can you bring to our beloved corps? Any skills to speak of?
I got a sharp mind, is pretty good. Especially because I'm pretty sure this has at least some effect on our stats. I'm stronger than I look, I think is strength. Sharp mind, I think is magic. I can take a lot of punishment is endurance. Small but quick is agility. And then I've always been lucky is, shocker, luck. I'm gonna go sharp mind because I know my own playstyle and I tend to go magic heavy.
I've got a sharp mind.
Yes, you and every unschooled troglodyte.
Hey, I can read.
Right, last order of business. Make your mark or sign your name if you're actually literate.
Or sign your name if you're actually literate. Alright, chat. What do we want to call him? Canon name's Will, but I'm opening the floor to you. I can take a lot of punishment, says Turkin Wings about our character Beef. I get the sense it's gonna be Beef. But I have to ask. That's a lot of beef emotes. In this chance, your fiancé decided to make him smart, so that when again in Butterfly it attacked, having a magic build all gave. Eef, or beef. Alright, I think beef is winning. Oh, hold on. Beef. We are beef. The return of Beef Wellington. No longer a demi-fiend. No. Now we're an Elda. Subwee free. Oh god, so that wouldn't have been Butterfly Effect having a magic build all game. I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a magic build most of the game because I enjoy it, and also because of certain perks that you get from being a mage, which we'll go over when we get to them. Yes. Protagonist's name is Beef. Oh, Christ. Yeah, that's who we are. We're Beef. We're the one who will save this country. Jesus Christ, Chad.
You know your letters, do you? We'll get some use out of you yet.
Hey, I said I was smart, buddy. I can read and write.
All right, lad. Welcome to the Guard.
Yes! Thank you.
I'm sure you heard about the monster sighting, so stay sharp out there. We're short-handed as it is, so be a good lad and try not to get killed on your first deployment.
I'm sorry, this character has, like, some of my favorite dialogue in the whole game still.
You can pick up your kit at reception. Standard issue guardsman armor and igniter. Kingdom property. So if you break it, it's coming out of your commission.
Gotcha. I'll be careful and not lose my commission. We need money. With the party composition it is, Mage Protac feels pretty optimal. It really does. There's a certain party composition I fall into later in the game. I won't say the name of any of the characters, but there is one who has some really ideal endurance and whose build is so built around being the tank that character hardly ever leaves my party and makes it so much more freeing to have that character focus on taking the hits while my character deals out massive magical damage, and that has been very fun for me.
On your way now. Up to. Next.
This is a comically easy way to attain what is basically a gun. Yeah, kind of like the real world too in that way. Just join the military. What a long line. Guess we got no choice but to wait our turn. Oh, hi, young nobleman. You enlisting as well? The line starts behind me. Was there something you needed? No, I'm good. I'm sure you're wondering the same thing they were. If there's no stake on the table at home, what earthly force could drag me to enlist in the Royal Army?
Well.
Let's just say I have my own circumstances. I'm volunteering to fight in order to protect the kingdom, foolish or not. Okay. Cast neutral special. Yes, here we go.
They get sightings.
What? Of those huge monsters?
Mm.
You think that's why we're low on soldiers? Wish they'd have told us that. What do they call them? Something like,
What are they calling them? Hello, Quartermaster.
Another Clamar. Wait, no. You don't look like the others.
I am not a Clamar.
Surely not. An elder? It's the first of your kind I've seen.
Man, this really makes me think that this game would have been so much easier for our boy Beef here if he and Calica had just invested in some fake horns. We would not have had to deal with all this bullshit.
Move it. There's a priority around here. We're arming squires and children with igniters now. Waste of good gear. Spare off in my hands. Give it here.
Brute force, crude insults. The world is yours for the taking.
No steak on the table. You have no clue where that named design decision is going, but you're in. Oh my god.
Care to say that again, boy?
We all have our reasons to enlist. Now get back in line.
Oh, another high and mighty Clamar, is it? You think your pretty words will measure up to pure Roussant strength?
Oh boy. Girls, you're both pretty.
Oh, forget the tribes. This is a matter of pride. Now, you owe us both an apology.
Come on, no fighting in the ranks.
Sorry for making a scene. You all right?
Thank you. I appreciate you. Completely out of game. I love Young Nobleman. Young Nobleman is so perfect.
Thanks. You didn't have to do that.
Just felt like stepping in. Don't worry about it. Well, see you around. Try not to die out there.
I'll try not to, Young Nobleman. I really will.
Don't make my job any harder, please. Here, your igniter.
Thanks, Quartermaster.
These days, most come with their own magna crystals. So with practice, anyone can use magic. To an extent, anyway.
Sick.
It's not the sort of thing you can master in a day. For now, newbies like you best focus on surviving.
I also appreciate that the Quartermaster isn't racist either. Chill dude. The thing around his neck is apparently a magic igniter. He's a very different kind of bro than Ryuji. He's kind of one of the characters that, if we're joking about this being a D&D game that the Phantom Thieves are playing, at first I thought he would be the one that Ryuji would play. But there is another character I think Ryuji would play, actually. Functionally, I mean. Functionally, he's like our Junpei from Persona 3. The captain I spoke with earlier had one too. They must take on many different forms, like I saw on Main Street.
And
Oh,
take this too. Protect it with your life.
A map. Very nice.
Wow, that's a real map.
Ryuji would never come up with this guy. No, there is a certain character way later in this game who I do think would be Ryuji's player character. If I've been joking with oh god, with what is her username on here? Slightly Burned Popcorn, basically. Dusty also. Dusty. I've been joking with Dusty a lot about who is playing each of our characters. And our thought eventually was that I think that Young Nobleman would be played by Yusuke.
It's dangerous to even chart the wilds, but this is full of details. Only the military could pull this together.
Very nice map you got
Listen
there.
up, striplings. My name is Captain Klinger, and as of this moment, you miserable lot are under my command. I'm sure you've all heard about our forces being tied up with the funeral proceedings for His Majesty. But if you think you're on cushy security detail, think again. First, you will be deployed to a fortress at the northern border, where you will be trained into true guards.
Hell yeah.
Our veterans there will teach you the one thing you need to master if you're to survive. Pain.
Perfect. That's exactly where our contacts hold up.
Oh great, this is gonna go so good.
Enjoy tonight's sleep, because it's the last full night's rest you'll get. Dismissed!
Yeah, so the fun question I've been playing with this whole game on my own time is, which Phantom Thief is playing which character? is a fun game, but also, unironically, the characters are spectacular on their own.
Look at all the other recruits. They really are desperate for new blood.
Wow, they really have some of us sleeping on the floor, huh?
Oh, right. I know you don't know what our contact looks like yet, but he'll know you by your sword. He'll also know right away why we've come. And don't worry, I'll recognize him. Well, the charming captain is probably right. We should get some rest before tomorrow. Hey. You awake?
Nope, I'm asleep.
Nope, I'm asleep. Good night.
Sleep deprivation always a solid strategy.
Haha, very funny.
You're radiate, I can take a lot of punishment. No jokes necessary.
Look, I just have a lot on my mind. Can't seem to fall asleep. I'd heard about what it was like in the capital, but still. When you hear and see all this prejudice out in the open, it's a lot. You okay?
I really don't know. It never gets easier.
Never gets easier.
I feel bad for our poor boy here.
Yeah, I could tell. Try to put it behind you, okay? Some people are even saying it's the lesser tribe's fault that the monsters are showing up at all. These are the same kind of people who burned down your village, remember?
Oh, great. They burned down our village. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, but still. The prince was kind to take you in. He cared more about who you were than what you were. I can see why you'd want to repay him.
Again, fucking love the prince.
Oh, speaking of, he's the one who gave you that book, right? Can I see it?
Sure.
Sure, I guess.
Ah, yes, the book. What's up, gamers? You just loaded 45 gallon totes into your car to bring to U-Haul. Oh god. Please rest a bit. You're glad we named your son Beef. Yes, our son is named Beef, because chat insisted. Gallica is the reverse Morgana. She won't let us fucking sleep. This is true. And yes, the prince, who is very lovely, gave us a lovely book.
I gotta say, I've been curious. Thanks. It's what you call a fantasy story, right?
Yes, their version of a fantasy story looks suspiciously familiar, doesn't it?
So it's a fantasy world made up by the author. And Prince loved those kinds of stories.
Hey, he loves those kinds of stories. Don't talk about him like he's dead, Gallica.
Okay, let's see. It says the young traveler was amazed by the world he saw.
His name is Beef, Cena. Beef is definitely the most defined character of the Atlas protagonist. He's actual spoken dialogue. This shit is so interesting. Yeah, this is so fascinating, the fact that our world is the fantasy world here. And yes, he really is probably one of the most in-depth Atlas protags we've ever really had, and I love him dearly.
In this
He's such a
world,
good
there is
boy.
only one tribe. All people accept each other, and no soul is born into discrimination.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like our world, Gallica, unfortunately. It really doesn't.
Wow. So not even any fairies? I guess less differences means less to argue over.
God, the writer of this has a very rose-eyed, rose-colored glasses view of our world. We wish. We haven't had this much detail since P2. Yeah.
In such a world, there is no need for sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and labor.
This came out 3 weeks ago. Okay, so just to be clear, if it wasn't clear already from certain things that we reach later in this game, this book is essentially quote-unquote utopia. And by that I mean literally referencing our world's version of Utopia by Thomas More, which is about a city that doesn't actually exist. This supposed ideal. So, in comparison to our world, it is an ideal world for the cast of this game.
Towers of glass that reach the heavens. Safe nights with no dark shadows. Busy streets well traveled.
Yeah, the cityscape is described very beautifully here. Yes, this is true. One of the most important dates in the game is 1105.
And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal. Whoa. I see.
All lives are equal can be said in the laws. But the question for the Utopia author I have is, are the laws really practiced the way that they're preached here? You know? Like, I think the interesting thing about this novel is this is the quote-unquote ideal look at our world. So it's very much that, it's a trappings of our world used for fantasy.
No magic, no tribal conflict, and equality for all? It really does sound like a fantasy.
Bear in
It's
mind,
strange
this
to
is
feel
still a
envious
fantasy.
of the fictional world.
Yeah. So, like, keep in mind, this is not a historical reference to our world. This is their equivalent of Utopia.
Hey, are you asleep already? You know how hard it is for me to turn these pages on my own?
It's fine, Gallica. We'll make you a fairy-sized version of the book.
Well, guess I'll just read more later.
You wanted to pop in and be menacing? Okay, thank you, Dusty. Lovely to see ya. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Yes. It's never ominous whatsoever when an SMT game asks you to save the events so far. Oh, there he is, the baby.
Shouldn't you be resting? I'm fine. In fact, I'm glad we have this chance to talk. I've been reading, and I hope that someday we can make our kingdom like the place in this book. You said it was some kind of fantasy novel, didn't you? Our lives are decided at birth, by tribal purity, or by the differences that make us who we are. I don't want that to be the world we live in. The Elder here are a perfect example. If you'd not sheltered me, I would never have survived. And yet, they burned your home down.
God.
It's tragic, and no one should have to suffer so. Someone needs to fix... You okay?
Poor baby.
Don't push yourself so hard. Reality is much too cruel. I know that. But I'll fight it. I'll fight to the end. I'm a prince.
Aww.
But I need to be a hero. One worthy of the throne. A hero? One who can lead. A beacon who will pierce the darkness when all seems lost. My father taught me that. In his stories, the kingdom was full of legendary heroes. So I can't give up. In my ideal world, people can believe in their future. Their birth doesn't matter. Not that I expect it will be easy. I believe in you. Familiar words. When I'm down, when I struggle, you're always there to help me through it. Let's do it. You'll be a hero. Trust me.
They're so cute. Poor thing. Yeah.
I won't give up either. Trust me.
I fucking love the prince. And I feel so bad because he's got the weight of everything on his shoulders, man. Yeah, I'm torn on if Gallica is a DMPC or Morgana's character, yeah. He actually wants to be a hero and earn the world he wants. He's such a good boy. We're gonna do it for him, chat.
Until arrival at the northern border fort, 1 day remains.
And the prince keeps track of the days for us here.
Let's see.
You can view information about your surroundings using the world map. Use movement keys to highlight the location you want to learn about, then press X. So
This
we're
place
headed here.
Hold on.
This is a fort camp and a squad camp. And here we are in our
This
lovely
place
little
here.
horse-drawn carriage.
Hey, don't forget.
Let me look at
Right?
the map again. Also, yes, apparently everything here is written in some form of Esperanto, which now makes me really want to translate it all, I won't lie to you. But, I'm fascinated. It's a pretty damn big map, too. Very nicely stylized at that. Alright, let's go to the fort.
Hey, don't forget.
This is where our contact will be, so hopefully we can find him quickly. This has holes energy. I love the game's... yeah, it does have holes energy. Considering the structure of Tolkien's writing, the whole framing narrative of his stories, there's a lot of interesting connections to literature in this. Obviously I've already referenced that Utopia is going to be coming up, but that is not the only classic piece of literature referenced here.
Okay then.
All we can do now is rest. We have a big day tomorrow. Hell yeah, we do, Gallica.
The carriage transporting the new recruits arrives at its destination. The northern border fort. The towering fortress was built during the Annex War in the mountains at the edge of the territory.
You're right,
Even now,
Glebov.
soldiers are sent there for its strategic importance to the royal capital and to combat the rising waves of monsters. Fresh-faced soldiers disembark from their coaches at the foot of a steep ascent to the fort, the first of many uphill battles.
Oh, finally. Can hardly feel my legs.
You are right, Glebov, that it is very akin to how Atlas loves their classical literature. But they're right. Classical literature's great, and they should say it.
Listen well, you lackwits. The battlefield is no place to sit on your asses, and the border front is always a battlefield. The call to arms could sound at any time. Stand to, curs. You have the honor to serve at the command of Captain Klinger, war hero, tactician, master of arms. When I earned rank in the trenches, forged in the blood of my...
Spare us this drivel. Say, friend, I'm curious. What is it about that book that's captivated you so?
Wow, you're already calling me your friend, huh? A world with no magic.
It's interesting. It tells the tale of a world with no Magla arts. A peaceful one.
A world with no Magla arts would be better, would it? I admit, I'm intrigued.
Is he clingy? Klinger is an interesting guy, I'll say. Yeah, there used to be a big ice wall, but climate changed and it melted. It does kind of have the vibe of Tolkien in some aspects. We'll get to some of those.
So it's describing a better world? A utopia, perhaps? I'm something of a reader myself, but that's not like any book I've read. You know, when the late king took the throne, he was quite the idealist himself. He made grand claims about unifying the people under his rule. Never managed to do it in the end, of course. Reform takes more than high-minded, eloquent speeches. Maybe he was too blind to see that himself.
Listen to you. A babe with his first sword, thinking he knows better than a king. Keep your mouth shut. No one cares what you think.
Nobody asked you.
Something to say? Go on. I'm listening.
I apologize for him. Stroll, don't get beat up yet.
I apologize for him.
See? Take a cue from your friend in the lesser tribe.
You wonder how much of that speech the voice actor actually recorded. Klinger? I'm not sure. Also, oh great, racism again.
Well, Clemar, I'll let it go this time. But only because I like your friend. Next time, keep your complaining to yourself.
That's the last thing I need. Though I suppose I deserved it in part, speaking ill of the dead and all. My mouth tends to get ahead of my thoughts sometimes. Although, I'm glad a bad habit seems to have drawn us together. Oh, never got round to an introduction. I'm Stroll. Leon Stroll, son of the Count of Harlia. And you are?
Leon Stroll. Who am I? I'm Beef. Nice to meet you. Just Beef. No titles. I'm a commoner.
I have that right? It's got a certain weight to it.
Yeah, weight to it. Got it. I mean, I suppose Beef does.
For what it's worth, my title doesn't mean much. Here and now, we're peers and equals.
By the skin of my teeth! Now, where was I? Right, as for you, fresh meat.
Someone help!
Uh-oh.
Is that a soldier? Hey, speak to me, man. What happened?
Listen. Stay on guard. Is too...
He's unconscious.
Not one of mine. Must be one of the fort's guard. Those damn vultures across the border. They must have heard about the king's death.
6 or 8 ounces plus a baked potato. We just realized that we're going to be hearing that as a euphemism now, huh? Yeah.
Anyway, to the fort. Double time. I'll stay behind to see to the poor bastard's wound.
Why does it sound like you're acting when you say you're gonna see to his wounds? Are you really freaked out by this? Were you not expecting this, Klinger?
You want us to go on ahead? Alone? Shouldn't we at least send a team back to ask for...
I mean, Klinger, has this actually got you freaked out now, huh?
I knew fear would take you at the first step. You want to turn tail? Are you a traitor to the cause? The Guard has no place for cowards. You are part of His Majesty's Royal Army. Swallow your fear, fight with pride, and we'll all have medals this time tomorrow.
Oh boy. Yeah, definitely. His Majesty's Royal Army. His Majesty who can totally give us medals because he's totally still alive.
He's right. We're warriors. Up there is our first chance at glory and riches. Damned if I'm gonna waste it.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
Damn it. Well, I suppose this is what we signed up for. Onward, to the fort then.
This is not gonna go well, Stroll. So Klinger does not seem to know what a strategy is.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
You should, yeah.
It's hard to explain, but it's like there's a stench in the air, and it's getting stronger.
Hey, did something happen? Wait, is that a... fairy? Did you catch it yourself?
I didn't catch her. She's my friend.
She's with me.
Yes, and I have a name, by the way. It's Gallica.
I love that she has a little helmet visor, too.
So you travel together? You've stayed well hidden for quite a while.
Well, I didn't want anyone making a fuss. But we've got bigger problems right now. I can't shake this feeling. We gotta be careful.
It'll be no stroll in the park.
Agreed. I'll follow orders, but I'm not about to let this armchair general send me to my death. Let's take a moment, then head in once we're prepared. I assume you know how to use an igniter properly?
I'm not so sure. He's never used one before. I mean, he's a commoner, so not much chance to.
Does the Guard make fairy-sized armor? No, they don't, because Glebov, the Guard doesn't know that Gallica exists. I think the implication is that the prince's resistance force gave her armor, which is adorable, by the way.
Fair enough. Well, just stay behind me and you'll be all right. I swear I won't let you die.
Aw, I love Stroll. Love him so much. He's known this man for like 5 minutes, and he's already ride or die. I will not let you die.
I'm with you.
New ally. Stroll, a brave fighter trying to conceal his nobility, became your ally.
Oh, this is bad. I didn't think you'd actually have to fight anyone.
I'll be fine.
I just hope our contact in the fort's okay. Let's keep our guard up and hope we find out.
Baby boy, baby indeed. Delica's armor was made by Tinkerbell. I mean, fair enough. We don't know Tinkerbell's not here. Ah! Here's that song!
Okay?
I played this song during a tabletop game I ran earlier, because I adore this theme. This is unexpected, but don't lose sight of our mission, okay? I know.
Here we go.
Be careful. Our contact should be inside, and we just have to find him. You're running with such purpose. What was that you were talking about? You said something about your ally.
Actually...
Oh, it's nothing. We were just worried about the soldiers inside.
I see.
Well, whatever the case, the situation concerns me too. Let's go inside. And yes, this is, in fact, where a theme that I decided to play in tabletop today came from. Because it fit well. Alright, Stroll, you good? You coming with? No saving, boys. We die like men. And like that guy back there. I've been coping with body horror. I'm sorry to my tabletop game players. Oh god.
There it is. That's a human.
I'm immediately fascinated by the fact that the monsters here are called humans.
We have to help the survivors.
Stroll, I don't know how many survivors there are going to be here. Very Ava. This is horrific. So many dead.
Oh.
Chris, I hope you're safe. There's no time to waste. If we look, we may find some who still draw breath. Is anyone alive in there? Answer me. Pardon me, we won't be coming back here anytime soon, so I'm gonna steal everything that's not nailed down.
I say grab it.
Because we are gonna need the resources. Oh! We've got company.
What?
What's the deal with this one? It feels similar to the monster we saw earlier. It's smaller, but... Is that a human too? Looks like we're gonna have to fight it. Wait, if this is a human, do we even stand a chance? All the more reason we can't just let it be. Trust me, I have some history with them.
What do you think?
Besides, our only hope now is to join forces and strike as one. Would you not agree? I do agree. I see you've still got your wits about you. With you here, we might just get through this.
Got it?
Look, we don't stand a chance against this thing if we attack separately. We can only fight if we work out a plan together. Egg. Yes, the human egg. Yay, pale white flesh and vents which are probably throats. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry. I've been coping by writing body horror lately. And now my tabletop players have to deal with that.
Take care of it, please.
Understand? The two of us working at one. I'll trust your judgment on the timing of the attack. Press triangle to engage in a squad battle. You can press triangle anytime, but if you use square attacks to stun enemies first, start it with an advantage. Stay on the offensive by continually attacking to deplete the break dodge to stun. There we go! Okay, so that'll make life easier. Oh, I'm not used to this animation being what it is right now. You'll see why later. When engaged in squad battles against a stunned enemy, one party member will perform an initial advantageous attack. In addition, enemies remain stunned at the start of battle. Be sure to take advantage of this. In squad battles, press square to attack with your equipped weapon, or triangle to use skills, which consume MP. We're using a PlayStation controller, so that's what it's gonna be. Performing an action will expend a turn icon, seen at the top of the screen. When all turn icons are consumed, the opponent's round begins. And we get the incredible music.
The power of... Not done yet.
We'll be fine.
Let's go.
We just fry an egg here.
Let's hurry on.
Ah, 10 gold. We're doing great.
That was the last of them.
We pulled through somehow. Freestyle opera battle theme, ladies and gents. I love this battle theme. You say that like I'm also a body horror fan. Yeah, I would not be getting into body horror in my tabletop games if I didn't know that my parties were generally down for it. We're alive. That's all I could ask for. Let's press forward while we still can. There is more.
Wait.
Hold on.
Be careful.
There's another one. If it spots us, this could get nasty. But we have the elements of surprise. We could catch it off guard if we strike now, right? We can sneak attack without being seen by pressing square. There's a chance the entire gauge will deplete for an instant still, which is very useful.
This is our chance.
And we want the X. So.
Quick. I won't hold back.
Burn.
Still here? Burn to us.
Double burn. Very nice. I also need to remember that MP is limited, because even when I'm playing on my own, I use MP like a mad woman.
Not bad at all.
Alright, so you can see what our current base stats are. Our strength is terrible, but I am going to dump things in magic for a bit, and we'll spread things out as we go. Magic's going to be our main stat, though. We are going to be a mage.
That should do it.
There's a wild dog here. Ooh, shit, it got me.
Brace yourselves.
Damn. Enemy ambush squad battles. If you're attacked, you'll be forced into a squad battle that begins on the enemy's turn, which is dangerous.
Let's go.
Whoopsies.
Die hard.
You'll be okay, Stroll. Just hang on, buddy.
We did it. That was the last of them.
Oh shit.
Oh.
He's still breathing, but badly wounded. Nelda, don't bloody touch me. I'm in a bad enough spot without you making it worse. That monster showing up was your fault, wasn't it? Bad luck follows you people. Of course this is how it ends. Damn it all. Damn it all to bloody hell. Yep. We did want to help you.
Run.
You're so young. A fresh recruit. Get away from here now. That thing's up ahead.
No.
There's still more soldiers left alive, right? We can't just run and leave them be. You're too late. The monster, we can't. Just run away. Stay away from that thing. Well, that guy was nice, but he's also dead now.
Hey.
Damn it!
Damn, Delta. I knew this fort was cursed. You're why that horror attacked.
Hey.
Calm down. It's not his fault the human appeared. You must know that, surely. But everyone's dead. They all had families. Help me, Elda. I don't care anymore. I don't want to die.
Damn it.
Well.
Nice.
Can't get out that way.
For that.
Hold on.
Wait. You two. Perhaps you're searching for someone. Can't answer that. But you can't deny it either. Why hide this from me? I trust you have a good reason. Well, to tell you the truth...
What?
That cry, is that the human from earlier? I recognize that tower asset. It sounded like it came from the top of that tower. Maybe there are still soldiers fighting in there. We'll handle our personal matters later. Rescuing any survivors takes precedence. To the top of the tower.
Let's hurry.
There we go.
Let's give him a fight.
Let's settle this quick.
A tough one.
God, we can't control Stroll. Oh god.
Next one will fall.
Why can you get cancer immunity in The Sims? What mod is this coming from? How many mods do you have there? Hello, human.
Let's push through. This battle's ours.
This could be our chance.
Go. I won't hold back. Still up.
Burn to us!
I think we could handle a boss fight together, Stroll. Just the two of us, no other allies or assistants. This'll be fine.
That should do it.
Nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh, hello, Teeth. Nice to meet you.
Let's settle this quick. A tough one.
Kinda hope these enemies get plushies made of them.
Not bad.
The power of fire!
Stroll, you do not need to use fire on these. They are teeth.
I think I'm getting used to this.
I think we're in the clear.
The teeth are shockingly kind of cute.
If you see a use for it, I say take it with you.
They seem like prime merchandising material. Where's the door? Oh, there it is.
It's all clear.
Oh, I could jump down. These monsters are eating people.
Push through. We have the edge. Let's take them all out.
Well, might as well kill him. Not that we're getting much out of this, but anything's better than nothing at level 3. Alright, that's our first magic. I'm gonna give us 1 agility to go with that.
Some enemies are still around.
This is our chance. I'll give it my order.
Yeah, it's early game. We need everything we can get. Not that many in terms of script ones. Might be the tropes. Okay, that doesn't explain much. The Sims for how parents think the girls play with Barbies. The Sims mods for how girls actually play with Barbies. Bold of you to assume that I don't do horrific things in The Sims without even having mods installed.
How's that? Let's give them a fight. Let's take them all out. A tough. Let's go. Stay sharp. It's not over yet.
Nothing to worry.
Alright.
I think I'm getting used to
And yes, there are 2 forms of currency here. Mag and money. We'll get to what each of those do when we get to it. That's the other side. There.
Fine.
Oops. Hello,
This is
Teeth.
our chance. Forward.
Let's settle this quick.
There we go. Might as well take the EXP from the teeth.
The next one will fall just as easy.
As I said, you know, we'll take whatever we can get right now. I might eat one of these before we go into the boss fight. I think our 2 boys against the entire world can handle this, okay? They'll be fine, right? They'll be fine. The roof is just up ahead. Might I have a moment? If I'm honest, I have my doubts there could be survivors. Facing that monster together may not even save anyone at this point. But I'm gonna do it anyway. It's the noble thing to do. Isn't that just throwing your life away? Why do this if it's possibly for nothing? Because if there's a chance that there's even one survivor, then I'll not be the noble who runs away. Not this time. I could never live with myself. This time...
Hey.
And you? You plan to forge ahead despite the risks? I take it you refuse to die until you you've found whoever it is you're searching for. I won't let you die up there, Stroll.
That's true, but...
I can't just leave you to die up there. I'm touched. Even in a situation like this, you still worry for others more than yourself. Your cat is on you right now and refuses to move. Stroll, have you considered therapy? We're in an anime world. There are no therapists here. Actually, now that I say that, the last time there was a therapist in a Persona game, no, I think we're better off. If I run now, I'll never deliver the message, and the prince will die. We have no choice but to press on.
I'm heading out.
Well then, lend me your strength. I'm sure we can do it.
What do you think?
This feeling, I knew it. That human from earlier is up there. What should we do? Let's go. Try not to do anything rash. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, I think they are all dead, Stroll.
Damn. Such tremendous power.
It's horrible! I can't believe what I'm seeing!
We can't let it get away with this! We have to hold it off somehow. Damned humans. It was all because of them.
We'll just have to make it work.
No, the mission depends on her survival.
Let's go! Burn!
Oh god, 2 damage.
Vile monster! You're mine!
Stroll, we're doing 2 damage. Oh boy.
What's going on? It didn't even flinch!
Damn it all! I'm not going down like this!
I won't hold back!
Let's try burning it. Oh, that did even less damage this time.
Please! How is it this strong?
What more can I do? The prince is my best friend. I need to save him. I can't die in a place like this. And yet...
I'm distracted. You two, run!
Oh, hell no, Stroll. We are not letting you die like that.
But...
Above all else, I am a noble, and a noble defends his people, no matter the cost. Farewell. If you would repay me, then live.
Oh, fuck no. I am not letting you sacrifice yourself.
This is it.
What? No! Please, say something!
Stroll!
Don't be a fool. Just run for it.
Oh, fate, subtle child.
Oh, that's interesting, given certain things.
Thy fate is crown-twined, thy soul bound for the throne. The future yet unknown dawns in this moment.
Huh.
Thy path may fork, but only one may be chosen. Confront the threat before thee, or die here in obscurity. Now choose.
I choose.
So be it. Heroism lies in the soul that stands firm against its fears. Power awaits thy command. The time is come to awaken the hero within. Engrave thy very heart.
In case you thought the Persona 5 awakenings were metal as fuck. Oh my god. It's so sick. So this is where Elizabeth went. Oh, that has some implications about Elizabeth. Getting real Unicorn Wars vibes from that. This awakening is incredible. Holy shit. I'm sorry. It's hard to describe things when they're so good sometimes. But yeah, the awakening cutscenes are metal as fuck. And, yeah, it is... How to describe it? We really do transform into them.
What the heck is going on? Anyway, we've got to find a way to fight back.
Scour!
All right, that did the trick.
My own power doesn't even compare. What's more, it can use magic despite its lack of an igniter.
Nice dodge! Not like they can hit you with that.
Fuck you, enemy.
Are you okay?
I don't think the game expected me to not get hit there. It's because Gallicus sees me dodge and immediately goes, "Are you okay?"
If we
Yeah,
don't
I'm
push
fine.
back, we're dead. Can't we fend off those attacks somehow?
Attacking weak points. Certain enemies have weak to certain affinities. After you've hit one of those weaknesses, the word weak will be displayed. Hitting an opponent's weakness or scoring a critical hit will only decrease a turn icon by half.
Looks like it mainly attacks with the head wings
Let's
and
go.
blade feet. We can target
Win.
those. That's it. Stay on
So
it.
come forth, Royal Soul.
Bye.
How's that?
We've got to hit the other spots too. Nice dodge. Not like they can
Why
hit
am
with
I a
that.
dodge feed?
Scour!
You hit their weakness.
Come forth, Royal Soul. Push through.
Wait, what? It's healing? It's eating its own fruit to heal? We can't kill it fast enough. It's just gonna fix itself up no matter what we do.
Not if we destroy the fruit.
Ick. I can't believe it's eating from its own body. Can you
Let's
knock
go.
those apples off?
Wind! I won't hold back! Scour! All right, how's that?
If we don't take out those apple things, I think we'll regret it. You know, maybe there's something I can do. Hey, can you let me handle this?
Yeah, girl, go for the apples. I'll take care of the body. Dachi doing. I didn't even build us to be one, but here we are. Have Gallica knock down apples to keep the foe from healing. Thank you,
Understood.
please.
Leave it to me. Now it can't heal itself anymore. Don't waste your chance.
Come
Get in
forth,
there.
Royal Soul! Let's go!
God, this thing really draws from Bosch paintings, huh? It actually looks frightened in its posturing there, with its hands kind of clasped around its head. The functional ones, anyway.
Wind! Still up?
It is fine, Will. You got plenty of HP. Beef now. As Chad is named you. Gorlio's apple.
Okay. I'll strive for greater heights.
I'm gonna put that in magic. We're gonna be a bit lopsided, but I don't care.
True power is born of the heart, a wish from which thy strength is drawn. Yet fear and anxiety always trail in such a wish's wake. Since time immemorial, those we call heroes have earned the title through this order. They pursued their wishes and boldly walked a path of virtue.
Yes, quite a useful navvy.
What thou hast awakened is the true spirit of a hero. The power that lies dormant in all of us. The power to reforge the fear of the unknown into curiosity. If thou wouldst change the world by thine own hand, take this newfound power and venture forth. Thy journey shalt reveal thy soul's mission.
What was that voice? And you! What was that power you used? You had a metal heart, and your whole body was... It was crazy!
Hey, Stroll, you're alive.
Look, that Stroll guy is still alive.
I'll be damned. Someone actually survived.
Oh, hello, sir. I love your design.
That voice. Grius! Oh, thank goodness you're alive!
There's our boy Grius.
Gallica, you made it.
He's our man on the inside. The one I'm delivering the message to.
He's badly hurt. You, boy, lend me your shoulder. We'll need to carry him.
Poor Stroll.
The smell of blood will draw out the beasts. Let's not hang about. The lad's out cold, but he'll live. We should be fine if we take a moment's rest here.
Oh, you're a sight for sore eyes, Grius. Just wish it were under better circumstances.
We're both alive, and you can't ask for much better in these parts. Sorry I couldn't join you in the fray. So, this is our newcomer, eh? How'd this boy manage to command power like that?
Ah, great question. Stroll, heal, please. We can heal him. We're just not doing it right now for whatever reason.
It's like nothing I've ever seen. Do you know anything about it?
I might. For now, the mission comes first.
Ah, right. I'd better just get straight to the message. Grius, you have a new mission. Avenge the king. And kill Louis Squiaburn.
Louis Squiaburn, huh?
Well, good. It's about damn time.
About damn time. He's wanted to murder that asshole for so long now.
Those scheming nobles haven't said so publicly, but every soldier knows it was nothing natural that killed the king. Damn that Louis. Couldn't stop at one royal, could he?
Wait, there's more. The prince is getting worse. We're running out of time. Here, look. I brought a treasure from the village. They called it a farsight mirror. You need to see the prince's condition for yourself.
Through the mirror lies the prince, deep in slumber in the hidden village.
His Highness won't last much longer. Those thorns are thick enough to claim him.
Louise cast the curse, so killing him is the only way to lift it. If we wait any longer, they're just gonna crown a new king.
We have to commit murder?
You have to kill him?
Suppose we'd better start at the beginning.
Hey, are we sure Stroll was unconscious?
About 15 years ago, a child enlisted in the army. But it wasn't his age that had people talking. It was his ruthless military genius. Hero to some, monster to others.
Oh, this is interesting. You can kind of see the silhouettes of other characters we'll be meeting alongside Louise here. And now I recognize all of them. But only the outer two are kind of shown to us a little bit. For some reason. One of them, I understand. The other one's an interesting choice. Another one of them, you might recognize the silhouette of from my gushing about the character before. Yeah, also, what do you mean a child enlisted? How are we letting children enlist in the army?
Louis Squiaburn, a prodigal tactician and a master of magla arts. Some said it was only a matter of time before he made general. The youngest the nation's had.
until he attacked the prince.
That night, when the prince's quarters were breached, it was no ordinary mage who cast that fatal curse. It was Luis Guiaburn himself.
And we're sure about this?
But the son's death wasn't enough for him. Now he's got the father's blood on his hands. And if that king-slaying fiend ends up on the throne, we're all doomed.
And my man has been murdering people since he was a child, apparently? This is concerning.
But when we were exploring the royal capital, there were a lot more Luis supporters than I expected. How can they still trust him after all that?
Luis is cunning. He left no evidence. Accuse him as you will, but the allegations wouldn't stick. All they could do was send him as far away as possible. A post in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of soldiers never believed the charges in the first place. When they look at him, they see a capable veteran unjustly made into the noble scapegoat. Most think the Royal Army was at its best when he was in charge. And in truth, it's hard to deny. Without him, we'd never have crushed the rebel uprising so quickly. Damn the man. But he's earned his titles. He's mastered the blade, magic, and he's clearly intelligent. To the masses who want change, he seems the savior they need.
If even you're that worried about him, this isn't going to be easy.
And we have to assassinate him. Okay. I'm sure we'll figure it out.
That's a hell of a mission. And I want in.
See what I said, Grius? We should not be having this conversation in in eavesdropping distance of Stroll.
So that's your game, eh? Pretend to sleep, eavesdrop on the plan. You're a fool to give yourself away.
If you want my blood, then let your blade strike true. I'm not going to run. Not from you, and not from a chance to do what's right.
Look, Grius, he saved our lives back there. And it sounds like we could use the help. Seems like kind of a waste to kill him. Especially if he's volunteering.
Then answer me this. The boy's all but a stranger to you, yet you risk your life to save him. Why?
I would live, fight, and die a noble, sir. To have done otherwise would betray my title, to say nothing of my heart.
I'm losing my edge.
What, Grius? You're not going to murder the boy?
Make me regret this, and I will slay you where you stand.
You'll let him help us?
Right then. My life and sword are yours.
Alright, is that arm broken, though?
As far as the rest of the world's concerned, you perished in that castle. You'll find the job ahead will be easier for a dead man. Your lives are kept only by the blades in your hands. And you'll raise them at my command.
Yes, we will, Grius.
We have to.
Quest start. Save the prince from death's curse. Save the prince from his curse and defeat Luis Guiaburn, the treasonous fiend. Oh, I'm combining treasonous and twink by accident. The treasonous fiend who not only attacked the prince. I'm sorry. That Freudian slip, but murdered the king. He's tweasonous. A treasonous twink. Tweasonous. He's a twaiter, guys. Oh no, he's a twitter. A twink trader is a twitter. Tweason, you say, yes. Deadline unknown. Difficulty 7 out of 10. What's scary is there's things that are more difficult than that.
Luis will also be at the royal funeral. If we are not back to the capital by then, we lose our chance at his head.
So we need to get back to the royal capital by the time of the funeral.
But no main roads. That'll mean checkpoints and questions. We're bound for a different route. We'll cut through the abandoned mine up ahead to save us going the long way round. For tonight, see to your wounds. We'll leave at first light, but I'm counting on you.
New ally Grius, the battle-hardened veteran, has become your ally.
Feels like the mission is finally starting. Let's set up our camp then.
The pronunciation sounds normal. It's Tweezin. A tweezinous man.
Now, We should finally be able to get some rest. This your first deployment, boy? Thank your lucky stars you survived a brush with a human.
Yes, a human, you say. Oh wow, we already have a ton of things to read. Okay.
What the hell was that? It was like no beast I've ever seen.
The fact that they're all called humans is fascinating still to me. How that name ended up being given to those monsters.
No one truly knows. They're protected by Magla, so even the sharpest steel does little good against them. They're no simple beast. All we do know is with every passing year, more of their kind tear travelers apart. That was why I was first sent undercover here, investigating.
And? Did you learn anything?
Simmer down, boy. There wasn't a damn thing to be found in those monsters. Well, the moon's still low. If you've any other questions, now's the time.
Tell me more about the mission.
I want to hear about the mission.
With numbers like this, a head-on assault would be suicide. Quick, covert assassinations are best bet.
I love the comparison of this to, like, the last mainline Atlas game, which, like, you could argue is either Persona 5 or Persona 5 Strikers. Here we are, jumping into a medieval assassination.
Kingslayer or no, Luis has a lot of public favor behind him. To the people, he's the only man with the wit and war power to bring down humans. The military seems powerless to stop them, so he plays savior. The man's practically a monster himself. By your age, he was not only a master tactician, but damn near an archmage besides.
And the three of us alone are supposed to stop him?
Well, there's 4 of us.
You'll just have to blend in with the crowd at the funeral. I won't abide him surviving the ceremony.
Yeah, we hide in the crowd. We chuck a dagger at his head. Because clearly face shooting in this franchise is a very effective means of assassination that cannot possibly go wrong.
He will die by my hand.
Fire should keep the really dangerous stuff away, I hope. Alright, so interesting things about this. You may notice this tiny glowing ball of light here. There's an insect emitting a strange light. A gold beetle, which is a key item. These initially scared the crap out of me, because I have played SMT4, Shin Megami Tensei 4 on the 3DS, and in SMT4, the true, like, neutral ending is one of the hardest in the entire franchise to get, because you have to do these tons of minute decisions throughout the game to try to keep track of where your morality stands, and you need to be within, like, 8 points positive or negative of true neutral to get the true ending. It is insanity. However, in this game, we don't necessarily have to worry about that. There are a few bad endings. They are things that you will definitely know when you are on the cusp of potentially receiving one of them. So you don't really have to worry about getting a bad ending by accident. It is not like SMT4, it's very forgiving. The gold beetles, if you collect them, and they're hidden in basically every single map in the game that I've found so far, you get cool items out of it after a certain point. Please do not worry. I worried a lot. You've done a fine job delivering that message, lad. It's finally time for us to act for His Highness. Ah, you want to ask about that power, don't you? I had a question of my own. You know a great deal about the royal family. Before you infiltrated the army, who were you?
Indeed.
Nothing but a mercenary. And yet, His Majesty gave me the honor of being His Highness the Prince's tutor in swordplay. The night of the attack, I was there.
I see.
Truly, that's incredible. Alright, so we're going to save. I might read through a couple interesting little bits of the memorandum as we're here, because we have an entire memorandum. So let's start with nature. Humans. Unknown monsters, with bizarre forms unlike any natural beast. Their bodies hold immense amounts of volatile magma. Oh, I cannot speak today. And they rampage through their surroundings indiscriminately. Despite their berserk nature, marking little sign of intelligence, they can wield advanced magic beyond the grasp of all sentient beings. Many aspects of their biology and ecology remain a total mystery. Given their unnatural physical resilience, large specimens can wipe out entire armies. Although there have been sightings of humans since antiquity, actual encounters are incredibly rare, and they have long been dismissed from being any real threat. However, recent years have seen them appearing with more rapid frequency across the Crown's lands, which has the people uneasy. Oh, there's a shit ton of these. Okay. What do we want to read about? Fantasy novel? The book Beef carries with him. Oh god, we're gonna see beef everywhere. It's a memoir-style novel depicting a country with neither magic nor a notion of tribes, where people are not discriminated by birth. Quite literally a fantasy world. It was designated as a forbidden text by the Sanctist Church 10 years prior, and most copies are thought to have been burned, making it hard to come by in the present day. It is a well-bound book that would be unusual for a commoner to own. Sanctism is a monotheistic religion devoted to the worship of the one God, the Almighty, the religion of the majority across the United Kingdoms. Its sanctors preach that uttering the prayer closery with one whole heart will reach God, bringing salvation. It is the state religion, and the Sanctist hierarchy is deeply intertwined with the kingdom's politics. Currently, the crown theocracy is at the heart of the kingdom's political affairs. The Recruitment Center. A center located in every city for people to apply to join the army. For those without family or means, volunteering is one of the quickest ways to earn money and social credibility. Recruitment is not always open, but concerns about public safety due to the sudden death of the king, as well as monster outbreaks in the area, has led to an unusually long recruitment period in the royal capital. Interesting. Oh, hey, book burning. Yeah, that's not relevant at all. Ashino, can you stop making things accidentally relevant to modern politics? The Elda tribe. The 9th tribes, distinct from the most commonly known 8th tribes. They are condemned by the Sanctist Church for inheriting, quote, a dangerous magic heretical to the teachings of the Church, unquote. Their population is so small that to even see one in public is rare, and they face greater discrimination than any other tribe. In fact, many outside of the main cities don't believe they exist. Each of the 8 tribes possess a unique physical traits, making them recognizable at a glance, such as the Clamar's horns or the Rusant's long ears. The Elda tribe, however, bears no such distinguishing feature, and thus are regarded as inferior beings. Clamar. The Clamar tribe composes the largest population in all of the allied kingdoms. Their most distinctive features are the horns, which grow on both sides of their heads. Clamars have a broad diversity of facial and body types, which has essentially made them average. The Ukrainian royal family are Clamar, and members with this tribe hold a majority of important positions within the government, leading many Clamars to internalize the belief that they are the kingdom's most preeminent tribe. Clamars value freedom and dislike illogical restraint. They enjoy cultivating discussion, but do not always consider the situation or appropriateness of doing so, which occasionally leads to conflict. However, some studies suggest this disposition is what drives them to seek governmental positions and other important offices. The Rusant. One of the most populous tribes of the United Kingdoms, second only to the Clamar. Long, pointed ears are their most distinguishing feature. They often boast excellent physiques, which has given them superior martial prowess. Rusant women are stronger than most men of other tribes. Many inevitably hold work in military and often key offices. They are considered as influential as the Clamar, and the true tribes are sometimes called the prevailing tribes. Many Rusant pride themselves on outperforming others in strength. While this can be perceived as a self-disciplined competitiveness, on the flip side, there are many with a belligerent temperament, obsessed with proving superiority in any situation. The Parapus. Oh, great! It's that poor guy that got killed in front of us. Oh, God. A tribe recognizable by bestial ears and tails. There are many variations in their hair and skin colors, including cold-colored skin not seen in other tribes. They are physically adept and often honest with their emotions, giving them a reputation for hedonism, for better or for worse. They are drawn to parties and festivities, and while this happy-go-lucky charm is often to their credit, it can also be seen as recklessness. Due to this stereotype, they are looked down upon by other tribes, which prevents them from securing a foothold in politics, despite being nearly as populous as the Rusant and Clamar tribes. The discrimination against them is especially obvious in large cities. Ah, the prince, our boy. The son and heir of King, oh my god, who gave this man this name? Hythlodaeus V. More than 10 years ago, a mysterious attack in the royal palace left him afflicted with a deadly curse. The curse took a toll on his body, and though he bravely endured treatment, his recovery was interrupted several years later, when his closest aides suddenly vanished from the castle without a trace. The king exhausted all possible means to find him, but was ultimately unsuccessful. He was formally declared deceased 3 years ago, and a royal funeral was held in his honor. He's not dead. Gallica, a fairy who accompanies Beef on his journey, doubling as his chaperone for this special mission. Her diminutive size excludes her from participating physically in battles, but her special fairy traits allow her more proficiency than Beef when it comes to sensing magla and knowing magic. Though she can become heated when her personal values are tested, she is a reassuring traveling companion. Here's our boy Stroll. Leon Stroll, a young man of the Clamar tribe met at the let's try that again. At the recruitment center in Grand Trad. A genial youth who values justice with a good head on his shoulders. He comes from a noble family, but seems to have complex circumstances that led him to enlist in the army, typically a commoner profession. Though new recruits grumble at being ordered to refer to each other by their surnames in order to prevent over-familiarity, Stroll doesn't seem to mind. Grius. Arvid Grius, a veteran Roag warrior and resistance member alongside Beef and Gallica. He infiltrated the ranks of the army and has been working as a covert operative. Gallica was entrusted with delivering secret orders to him. Forden, who really does look like a Fire Emblem villain, doesn't he? Oh, dude, no, that first name. Estivum? I'm gonna say Estivum. Forden, the 78th Sanctifex of the Sanctus Church, the state religion of the United Kingdom. He holds the highest authority within Sanctism, and as such is the leader of the Crown Theocracy. Despite hailing from the Roag tribe, rather than the more common Clamar or Rusant tribes, he enjoys a broad base of support. In the turmoil following the sudden death of the previous king, many view him as something of an interim king, given his position as the leader of the moderate faction. And then there's Luis. Luis Guiaburn, a Clamar army officer of great renown, who managed to become nobility at an exceptionally young age. He possesses extraordinary skills as both a warrior and archmage. But even more highly regarded are his capabilities as a military strategist, for which his superior insight and grasp of psychology, I'm telling you it's the therapist, guys, set him apart. The therapists are evil in these worlds. His faculties as a young soldier were so shrewd, his own allies came to grow wary of him, calling him a monster in the making. He prizes rationality above all else, strictly adhering to a policy of appointing officers by their capabilities alone, without regard for tribe or origin. As such, senior officials accuse him of trying to undermine tradition. However, he now wields an influence far beyond a typical officer, and many believe he will be the youngest person ever to be appointed to the army's highest-ranking position of general. Mage. A general term for those who have good command over magic. Formally, it refers to those who achieved a national qualification to professionally use magic. However, as commoners have difficulty discerning those who are formally qualified, this catch-all term rose to prominence. There are several tiers for mage certifications, with the majority being for low-tier artisans, engineers, and soldiers, with limits to the types and uses of magics. However, some professions have fewer restrictions, such as magic professors and healers. The higher the tier of certification, the more difficult it is to obtain. Few in the kingdom can hold the highest tier, and one bearer alone can influence nations. Okay. That leaves us with 2 more tabs, History and Magic. The Kingdom of Uchronia. A union of allied kingdoms. Gotta drink some water. Give me 1 sec. This is a lot of reading. Spans the Kingdom of Uchronia, the Principality of Oceania, and the Principality of Montario, Uchronia being the suzerain, with its king holding authority over all 3 kingdoms. The original king Hythlodius was the nation's first ruler, and is often referred to as the founder king. The continent is surrounded by fast-running currents, and ships can only set anchor from the southern island sea, where the otherwise swift currents are less violent. As a result, there have been few invasions from overseas, and the 3 countries have achieved long histories. The capital of the kingdom is Grand Trad, the largest city in the kingdom located in north-central Uchronia. The most widespread religion is Sanctism, established as the state religion under the reign of the most recent monarch, King Hythlodius V. The royal capital, the nation's largest city, capital of both the Kingdom of Uchronia and the United Kingdoms at large. It is also referred to as the royal capital, being home to the palace and the seat of the royal bloodline. Known for its ramparts, a site which have long been emblematic of the city itself. However, when the massive regolith Grand Cathedral was built, the building's grandeur became the new symbol of Grand Trad. The Northern Border Fort. A defensive fort on the northern edge of the Uchronian territory, also bordering the country of Oceania to the west. Built before the kingdom's unification, this old stronghold has outlived its political and strategic relevance, and is most often used as a training ground for new soldiers. A hidden village. A hidden village whose name and location are kept secret from the world. The prince, afflicted by a curse, is being sheltered and receiving treatment here. This is also where Beef and Gallica were issued their secret mission. And finally, the prince's assault. An assassination attempt on the prince 12 years ago. Assailants infiltrated the palace to attack the prince as he was sleeping, catching the royal guards by surprise with their sudden appearance within the secured grounds. Though the loyal guards gave panicked chase, they ultimately made a cataclysmic blunder. Not only did they allow the prince to be harmed, they failed to capture the assailants, or even ascertain their identities. The assailant who made direct contact with the prince was a mage, who fled the palace after casting a high-level curse. Thanks to efforts of the royal healers, the prince avoided an untimely demise, but they were unable to free him from his affliction. According to the royal guards who fought the band of assassins, the only clue regarding the identity of the mage was they were patently not an adult. The assailant was able to arrange a sneak attack within the palace, had a masterful command of high-level curse magic, and the appearance of a child. So we're assuming it's Luis because of that. By all accounts, the only person to match these unique criteria was Luis, who was afterwards strongly condemned by all in the palace. However, no evidence could be found, and justice is yet to be served. Right, magic. A general term for the technique that consumes power to cause phenomena that bend the laws of nature. It has a wide range of applications from modest use in daily life to destructive power in war. However, as magic igniters, which require a state permit for ownership and use, are required for people to be able to use magic, many cannot wield it. Magla, the technical term for magic power that serves as the basis for all magic. There are varying amounts in all things found in nature, including people, plants, and animals. Because magla sometimes crystallizes in areas of high concentration, some scholars theorize that magla may be physical particles too small to be seen with the naked eye. Oh, atoms. Very fun. Magma crystals, a crystallized cluster of magma that forms naturally in places where high concentrations are left to fester. The scholars have recently developed methods to make them artificially. The color of the crystals depends on the formation process and its impurities. High-purity, natural crystals are indispensable in producing high-performance igniters. As a result, some value them higher than gems and precious metals. Areas where crystals are abundant are often claimed in the name of the crown as mining sites. However, people have long whispered that magma crystals are dangerous to people who deal with them. Such statements are largely regarded as hearsay because there's little evidence to support it. But recently, even the state army has grown cautious with them, as reported incidents are on the rise. Speaking of igniters, a tool that acts as a conduit for magic power, without which people cannot perform magic. To own or use them, one must obtain a permit from the kingdom by passing a test, with some exceptions, such as those serving in the army. Ah yes, truly, the quickest way to get a hold of a gun. Radiation, great theory. Makes you wonder what the world is like outside of this continent. Yeah, I feel like there's many a sequel that can be had. Igniters can be costly depending on power and specifications, and purchasing them is akin to buying land or housing. The expense is so great, buying more than one igniter would be difficult even with the lifetime income of an average commoner. In order to prevent accidents or crime, the Crown Theocracy and the Magic Association have exclusive production rights of igniters. Unauthorized production is considered a serious offense. The time needed to cast magic depends on the user's skill, but can also be slightly impacted by the capabilities of the igniter itself. While using an igniter while sedentary poses little problem, activating one while moving is difficult, and thus advised to use them cautiously. Gauntlet runners. Often called runners as shorthand, a general term for magic-powered, semi-automated vehicles designed for traversing the wastelands, and either overcoming or circumventing local wildlife threats and magical phenomena. Traversing the wilds on foot, or even in a lightly armed carriage, has historically been incredibly dangerous, making any long-distance trip a light-threatening risk. However, as cities and countries grew, so too did demand for resources, many of which required transport in large quantities. The gauntlet runners filled the niche of an armed, sturdy vehicle that could help with transport and land development. There are smaller runners roughly the size of an armed carriage, with a simple addition, but it is more common to see models that walk on legs with an internal living area comparable to a modest house. Legs are more common in the design than wheels, partly because of the versatility on all manner of difficult terrain, but more so because adopting the remains and skeletons of large monsters, as is more cost-effective and stronger than creating all the components necessary. Oh, so they built it around a skeleton of a large monster. That's terrifying. Man, I haven't read all these yet, so that's part of why I'm doing it now. The Royal Scepter, an ornate cane-like scepter passed down through generations of the Ukrainian royal family. Proof of their right to rule. A magical instrument of extraordinary capabilities, powerful enough to induce natural disasters. It can only be wielded by the king, and the popularly termed royal magic it commands serves as both the pillar of the king's authority and a deterrent to war. Is this a nuke? Consequently, any king of Ukrainia must be well versed in magic, and the boon of royal lineage is not enough to ensure succession to the throne. Historically, there have been many cases where an offshoot member of a prince's family has become king, when the bloodline's most direct inheritor was judged not to have enough magical aptitude to truly wield the royal scepter. Speaking of the royal magic, a powerful magic passed down through generations of Ukrainian kings, invoked through unique magic igniter called the Royal Scepter. It has tremendous power that can bring about anything the king desires. Man, that sounds like some palace shit, doesn't it? It can bring anything I desire. There are several records of its use in the long history of the kingdom. Be it for revolutionary or oppressive aims, but each is described as a cataclysmic disaster. Sounds like a nuke. It continues to represent strong deterrent power to the royal family and kingdom. Resonant vessels. When an archetype's power causes a transformation, the first stage is the heart becoming a metallic object of unknown origin. That is terrifying. To activate the power, the wielder must announce their determination and their hopes for it into their newly made heart, which urges the body to awaken. The outcry is akin to the cries of heroes past, who are known to call upon archetypes in the face of danger. It could be said that the transformation makes the wielder an ideal version of themselves. Okay, that's definitely some Persona shit. Prince's Curse, the lingering malevolent magic he sustained by the prince during his assault 12 years ago. At the time of the incident, great minds from all over the country attempted to break the curse, yet none were successful. Those who can see the flow of Magla say it resembles poisonous briar vines entwined around the sleeping prince. The Farsight Mirror, a mysterious looking glass twinged with magic, entrusted to Gallica by the Resistance for her secret mission. This pair of identical mirrors reflect the view of each other, no matter the distance separating them. Gallica possesses one half of the pair, while the other remains with the prince, allowing her to check on his condition any time. Originally owned by the prince, it's a small item that is impossible to make with any contemporary technology. Some believe it may in fact be a divine relic. It certainly sounds like one. And finally, last but not least, music and magic. An unusual variety of magic that causes the listener to become aware of their state of mind through the form of sound and music. As it is a modest form of magic with seemingly no utility on the battlefield, it is considered a meaningless, trifling skill in society, and is thus rarely used. Well, that's kind of sad. Let's save. Wow, we have $867. We're rich.
Ugh.
Never in all my life have I witnessed anything like that power you used. Tell me, is it some sort of magic? No, I suppose it couldn't be. Not with the igniters we were supplied with, at least. Yours was broken in the commotion, besides. Incredible. If only I'd had that kind of power back then. Apologies. I'm just thinking out loud. Today has been a trying day for us both, so let's get some rest.
Got it?
Let's get some sleep.
Can't sleep? Guess I'm not surprised after what we just went through. Still, you've got to keep yourself rested to be at your best.
Go to sleep. The ground makes a poor bed.
The ground makes a poor bed.
Well, you're just gonna have to rough it until we're back to the capital. I wanted to tell you, though. When the human attacked, I heard a strange voice. It told me my duty would be to guide you. What do you think it meant? I mean, I haven't exactly been much of a guide so far. All I told you was that we had to deliver our message, and that almost got you killed. I never expected it would be this dangerous, and it feels kind of like it's my fault.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
You did not summon that human. You've done nothing wrong ever in your life.
You say that, but look, I can't fight with you. But as long as you're up against all this scary stuff, I'll try to help however I can. You've got something special, you know. I don't know what it is just yet, but I believe in you.
Aww.
Oh, hey, you know what insomnia is good for? Catching up on reading. If only our lives were anything like the world in your novel. It's just war after war here, with Magla arts fueling the flames. it's a nice fantasy. Enjoy it while you can.
He looks like he's about to fall asleep while he's reading.
Good night.
Ah, here we are.
Well, hello. Nice to meet you. I've been waiting. And now you've acquired a most interesting power. You truly are an intriguing one.
Hello, stranger. I want to pet your cat immediately. Yes.
In
Welcome.
moments where your heart is most gripped by the book, I can reach out to you.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
My name is Moore, and I am the humble author of the novel you've been reading.
Okay, in case you thought I was kidding about the Utopia Thomas More connection, the author of the novel is literally named Moore.
You stand now in my study. Quite something, isn't it? A
Oh my
hall
God,
of
cat.
wisdom, purpose-built for the research of certain powers.
He's sitting up there.
I call it academia. Alas, it's as much a prison as it is a library. His most merciful majesty saw fit to lock me in this place. It has me a bit addled, honestly. I no longer remember where in the kingdom my study actually lies.
Poor guy.
I never imagined my voice would reach beyond these walls. Until you appeared. And now, by whatever strange forces are afoot, I can speak directly to your mind. So, what would you say to an alliance?
What kind of alliance?
What kind of alliance? There must be more you wish to know. For instance, the nature of this fascinating power you've awakened to. I believe you have found a way to wield true magic. You need no petty conduit of mortal make. You can even change your appearance using the raw magma within. It is above all a mystic, long-hidden art, now the stuff of legend. What I have come to call archetypes.
Archetypes?
A spirit of heroic virtue. A transformative power that manifests only in those who embody the heroes and kings of old in some core aspect.
They really do sound kind of like personas. You're suspicious of whether His Majesty means the king or someone else. That's an interesting thought. Wait, hold on, I gotta scroll back a bit. His most merciful majesty saw fit to lock me in this place. You're right.
Heroes of antiquity are often depicted as near mythic figures, with forms transcending the mortal. These accounts are no mere allegory, but truth.
Honestly, now that I'm sitting here with a chat, I want to, like, read through every bit of text with the most analytical possible eye.
However, none of my records describe anyone wielding such power as freely as you. Perhaps you are meant for not just proficiency, but mastery.
They call me a wild card back in college.
In their truest form, archetypes represent the power of a true hero. One who can drive away calamity and evil in this world, no matter its form. Indulge me this request, and I believe my dream may yet be possible. Together, we can restore the kingdom's ideals. I shall gladly provide you knowledge and assistance to master your newfound power. So what say you? Will you take my hand in friendship?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's be friends more. I love more, so I'm happy to do so.
The bargain is struck then.
The scholar in search of utopia, More. Within him dwells the virtue of the seeker.
God, I did not realize how long his hair is, because he's usually sitting down.
Nurture thy bond with him, and a new power yet slumbering within thee may awaken.
Now let's see what manner of story you'll weave.
Rank 1. This party can now study the Seeker archetype, and allows us to change between archetypes we've unlocked them. So yeah, every single spot on here that looks like a, oh, how many sides is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A hexagon is an archetype that we can unlock. I can sense the heroic embodiment of the Seeker from Moore. Moore is the first of your followers, people that can support your quest as steadfast allies that you can grow close to. Strengthening your bonds with your followers will lead to unlocking various abilities that can change the shape of your journey. Moore is the first of many, so keep an eye out.
We'll meet again, I'm sure. Here's to our joined path, and the thrills that yet lie ahead. The royal funeral draws ever closer. 5 days remain.
Alright, well, we made our first friend.
Already then?
You're right, as an author, that is in fact part of a job skill. I look forward to having you as a second pair of eyes here to read through every piece of dialogue carefully.
From here on, we travel in secret. If we're to get back into the capital, we'll have to do it undetected. So we'll cut through the forest, find the abandoned mine shaft in the mountain, and take the tunnel to the other side.
That way they'll never see us coming, huh?
Distant last surprise playing.
Lad, you'll be our vanguard. It'll be a trial by fire, but the sooner you get used to that power, the better.
Speaking of, you were talking like you know something about it.
Not much. Just what I've picked up from missions in the early days. I've only heard it's a power found in those who walk a righteous path. Sounded like superstition to me, but everything's always clearer on the battlefield. Once I saw it in action, I could tell it was no fable. Never thought it'd come back to haunt me. Despite all my training and research, I never managed to master it myself.
Huh. It really is something special, then.
Don't forget, one wrong move and I'll cut you down.
It's fine, Stroll hasn't done anything.
I'm aware.
I'm watching you.
Always watching.
Yes, I get it. Just trust me, all right?
Right. Let's check the map. This'll all be for nothing if we get lost.
This place.
They're called the Nord Mines, apparently. Going through them would put us near the capital, it seems.
That being the case...
This road should take us to Grand Trad.
All right.
We'll check for a way around. Next stop, Grand Trad. The Nord Mines are full of complex paths. We can go through them to approach the capital
Don't let your
undetected.
guard down. Good.
We should hurry. Our focus is on making it to the royal capital.
The Nord Mines, located northwest of Grand Trad. It is resource-rich with magla crystals. Its proximity to the capital simplified crystal excavation, but the Sanctus Church's sudden proclamation of closure stopped work in its tracks. Exiting the forest, the party continues along the wooded road leading to the derelict mine.
The mine's entrance should be just ahead. Don't stray off the path.
Huh?
Did your wounds
What
reopen?
happened?
No, I'm fine. It's just... I can't help but feel we're being watched.
No.
This deep in the wilderness, though. It couldn't be. Sorry, I'm just on edge.
Don't let your guard down.
Looking for an opportunity to escape? Don't forget I have my eye on you.
Look at that!
Hey look, up in the air. That large bird is known as a corvo. It stalks its prey from the sky, then goes in for an ambush. So what now? Like we need another addition to our list of problems. Maybe we can hide and wait it out? No, we need to keep moving. We're already low on time as is. Besides, let me guess, you could move much faster if I died back there and you didn't need to keep an eye on me? Come on, have a little faith.
Let's go.
Should I? If you're worthy, then demonstrate it. We need to move. Don't fall behind.
Yep, we're safe here. Stop!
Wild dogs. Hundos. I'm sorry, hundo is a term that's used in the Pokemon Go community. Big fucking crows indeed. Is a shiny one a shundo then? The peace hunt and pack. Should they come at us together, we'll be overwhelmed. We can't give them the chance to surround us. We'll need to find a different path for now. How do you hesitate? It's just a pack of wild dogs. Barely worth a moment's worry for someone as you. Really? I still don't get it. So be it. Seems you need an impromptu lesson in the basics of combat. Pay attention as the subject affords few mistakes. First, take a good look at your foe. Consider, is it your first time meeting or are you already familiar with them?
Got it?
Once you've assessed their strengths, prepare your next move. If they're stronger, approach with caution. If they're weak, cut them down quickly. I think it's weaker than us. Indeed. You slipped out of Death's grip at the fort, so this should hardly be a challenge. So L2 will identify enemies via color. Lower level is blue. The same level is yellow. High level is red. Unknown is white. When you've leveled up to a point where you think you could overpower certain enemies, you can simply approach the enemy to see if their color's changed. When engaging a weaker foe, you clear your mind and simply do what must be done, put them to the sword. So, what he's suggesting is that basically there is overworld and in turn-based combat battles in this game. If something's weaker than you, you can kill it in the overworld, just like we stunned things in the overworlds. And certain archetypes give you bonuses for killing things in the overworld too, one of which we are going to see soon. Weak enemies can be defeated quickly with a simple square attack. In addition, being attacked on the field by weaker enemies will not force a squad battle, but the protagonist will still take damage. Press L1 to lock on. The enemy will always be in view.
Alright.
Give it a shot.
I see the enemy.
Let's push through! Alright. How's that? Come on! Let's push through! How's that?
That solves that.
Yes, it does, buddy.
Hold on.
One more rule for you to keep in mind.
Got it?
Never drop your guard even against weaker foes. On the battlefield, fortune can turn if you let up for even a moment. Should that happen, change your tactics and fight together as one. Stay calm and you'll be fine. Press triangle to initiate a squad battle. If you use triangle to initiate a battle after depleting its break gauge, you start with great advantage. If an enemy is stronger than you, you'll be forced into a battle where the enemy is at an advantage. Survey the situation and use different methods to fight. Never stop looking for ways to seize any tactical advantage. Fighting in dungeons. Evaluate the enemies in your vicinity, then decide whether you'll dispatch them quickly with square or stun them. Attacks to stun them or jump directly into a squad battle with triangle. Face it will help you determine your approach.
I'm counting on you.
There's no replacement for first-hand experience. Get comfortable with fighting before we reach Grand Trad. I need to make sure you can defend yourself.
That being the case.
Come on! This battle's out.
Retrying a battle. This is one of the best features that's ever been added to a JRPG. If you're unhappy with how the battle is going, you can restart from the beginning simply by pressing L3. So, if you're having a tough time with a boss fight and want to try different strategies, you don't have to wait to retry the whole battle. You can just start from the beginning by clicking down your left stick. R2 will automatically move the cursor to an enemy who has a weakness to a skill you have.
By this power.
Let's see if it's wind. Well, it doesn't really matter because it's weak.
I chose the wrong opponent.
Whew. That should do it.
Let's push through! Let's give him a fight! Let's give it my all!
Grius! Grius, now! Grius!
Not done yet.
A tough one.
This?
Grius, what the fuck?
That's how I've survived this long.
By letting your allies get crit?
Right there.
Keep an eye
Come on! Time for some close.
Hey, great.
I honestly always forget that I can lock on in this game. I won't lie to you.
I don't think we can avoid a fight here.
This battle's ours. Let's go.
Let's see how you feel about moving.
Just one left.
Still standing.
Nice. Making cat noises at Morgana in Persona 5 Scrambles while playing on PlayStation 5. Oh my god, yay, P5S mechanics indeed.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Okay, I'll put 1 point in strength because I really ought to.
That was the last of them.
Make sure that that doesn't get comically too low. Ooh, Peddler.
What is it?
Haven't seen you a lot around these parts before. You wouldn't be bandits now, would you? What are you talking about? Now that I get a better look at you, I'd say you aren't bandit material. Guess I'm just on edge. I know it's funny to think of it in a deserted place like this, but I feel like I'm being followed. What are you doing in such a remote place? I'm not your enemy, friend. I'm just a peddler. I have a regular nearby, so I came for business. But the beasts are real bloodthirsty today, so I assumed a human appeared. For instance, have you heard about the human who appears from nowhere and wipes out entire towns? Terrifying now. My apologies, didn't mean to sour the mood. Might you be interested in buying something? Yes, actually. Oh, revival medicine. I'll take one. And then I'll sell you all my stuff. And I'll buy one more. And a medicine water. Oh, have you found something worth selling? I can give you a good price. Plenty of stuff in these woods. Lots of rubbish, but some materials too. You won't catch me scavenging it for it today,
Thank
though.
you.
I'll stay put until the beasts settle down some. You find something worth selling? Well, you know where to find me.
Let's push through. Let's give him a fight. This could be our chance.
We make the first move.
I won't hold back. Stay sharp.
They're down over yet. Let's see what you have.
Wish every fight was that easy, eh?
That would be nice, but they will not be that easy. Turn around. Thank you.
Alright, how's that? This is our chance. Forward!
Let's settle this quick.
Let's
We're gonna want the XP.
Just one left.
And the resources.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it!
There are still some foes around. Don't be
Let's push through.
If it's useful, I say grab it. Hey.
Catch. Catch. This battle's ours. Let's go.
Get in there.
Seeker. Win.
Happily. Alright, more EXP, more money.
The next one will fall just as easy.
And
Don't get
we're
too
ranking
relaxed.
up our
The
archetype.
monsters are relentless.
Oh, there's monsters around us. That's nice.
We have the edge.
Don't let them counter. Still standing.
Tougher than I thought.
It's fine, it's still stunned.
There's no way I'm stopping here.
Don't get too relaxed. These monsters.
Okay, this could be our chance. All we've got.
This is our chance.
I won't hold back.
Alright, we're doing pretty well out here, at least. It helps that I kind of know what I'm doing.
No more progress. Hopefully that's the last of them for a while.
Fingers crossed there. You know?
Let's push through! Let's give them a fight! Let's take them all out!
Take this! Still standing. Not done yet. Trivial. I'll be getting a head start, thanks.
Ooh. Nice skill you got there, Prius.
That settles that. Hopefully that's the last of them for a while.
Fingers crossed, but we're still not out of the woods quite yet. The air here has suddenly grown tense.
Got a moment?
What's going on? We've been surrounded. Even out here, it would seem that the monsters are the least of our concerns. I know you can hear me, so show yourself. Would you rather we come at you? Awfully sharp for an old goat, ain't ya? Bastards lived long enough. Kill him quick.
It appears we must do this.
I've never fought soldiers before, but I won't waver. Scour!
What is that? Never seen anything like it. That's not an igniter. Take this.
No, it is not.
Let's do this.
Beef is being targeted.
Shite.
Press O to guard, which consumes a turn icon. It greatly decreases the damage your character takes and prevents any weaknesses from being exploited. This prevents the enemies from gaining turns, too.
What's that?
I can take it.
I think something's coming!
Finish the job. Take my heart, ready? Damn you. Here they come!
Using formations effectively. During squad battles, your formation will affect the damage party members receive. Those in the front row deal more damage with melee attacks. Those in the back row deal less melee attack damage, but take less damage from enemies. During battle, you can change your formation by pressing the keys assigned to up and down to move
to the rear guard
or going to the back row.
Seeker!
Because we are a magic attacker.
Take this! Let's do this! Hold still! Please! Coming at us!
Seeker! Scour!
Don't worry, this is an OG Persona 3. We will get control of Darius and Stroll.
No mercy for you! Here they come!
It's fine if you target me.
I think something's coming! Watch out!
Wind!
He's gonna die in one turn, so it doesn't matter. I don't need to block. Are they soldiers from the fort? They survived. No, that couldn't be. They're simply deserters, aren't they?
No.
That's not what I'm asking. How would they have already mobilized a pursuit? I don't know, but I think it's safe to say I'm the least of your worries at this point.
Let's hurry.
In any case, we should probably keep moving. Let's go. Did someone say dodge roll? Oh my god. Oh god. I love this dungeon theme too. It looks so creepy. Well, I guess you did say it was abandoned. Aye, the Crown Theocracy ordered it so. I haven't been to this place in quite some time. Despite the royal decree, I still hear of miners risking it all to come to this place, seeking the riches left within. I'll happily trade some illegal miners for the armed detachment of soldiers pursuing us. Shall we hurry inside? You're not wrong there. Make preparations if you must, but be quick about it.
So?
Oh hey, our friend, the young peddler, is here.
What is it?
Color me surprised. Didn't think there'd be others with business at an abandoned mine. Why come here of all places? Is there someone you know inside? Just passing through. Of course. Indeed, this would be the shortest route to get to the other side of the mountains. Haven't you heard? This place was abandoned, but a few blokes stayed behind to do some less than legal mining. One of them's an old friend of mine. I sell the stones he digs out.
Come highly recommended.
But enough about that. Surely we met for a reason, so if there's something you need, allow me to accommodate you. Galinago the Peddler. Oh, you have a name. That's nice, Galinago.
Thank you.
Oh, I can chat with you too. This area used to be quite a bustling little hub, but these days only the curious tend to get close. Of course, I made a fortune in those days. Now I'm lucky to get loose change. From the looks of it, the veins were far from depleted. So why did the Sanctus Church order the mine's closure? That's a great question. So it wasn't just my imagination. To think we were being followed this whole time. But like Grius said, something's off. When that human came out of nowhere, wiped out the soldiers to the last. Then again, maybe it didn't come out of nowhere. But if that's the case, then no, it couldn't be. Last night's incident watched out the fort's entire garrison. Surely they lack the manpower needed to search for deserters. Somehow we're already being pursued. Regardless, due to the nature of our mission, it'd be best if they consider us dead. Let's push through the mine while we can. So somehow, in spite of everything, someone has managed to send out a force to try to catch us down. Yes, dodge rolling. We can dodge roll. This isn't Kingdom Hearts. We don't need to unlock that skill. So we sure know that that's what Kingdom Hearts is like.
Wait a second.
There's probably a bunch of shady miners in there, right? Will we be safe around them? Ah, fear not. Most of them are the same miners who worked here before the closure. Besides, it'd be against their best interest to cause a scene and risk the crown theocracy coming down on this place, right?
Then...
Oh, sounds like there won't be a problem then. Are you ready? Yes.
Let's go.
If our pursuers catch up with us, it'll be a whole mess of trouble I'd rather not deal with. Let's move with haste.
However,
it's dead quiet. Are you sure there are still people working here? That disquieting stillness you fear? Those are your instincts alerting you to the bloodthirst in the air. Judging by the people who were after us before, then it's likely.
Stop! Don't move!
Halt, deserters.
Don't you dare move!
You're trapped like rats now. Lay down your arms and surrender peacefully. As I thought, we've walked right into an ambush. They've got us at a disadvantage, catching us in this narrow bottleneck. We need to turn back now. It's no use. The entrance is already barricaded with soldiers. Surrender immediately. You've got nowhere to run, and if you don't comply, the miners will pay the price for your insolence.
Wait.
This is a misunderstanding. We're not deserters. We were forced to retreat. We had no choice, a human. Oh, yes. We're well aware of your predicament. That's exactly why we can't have any survivors. Our orders are to let no one escape. Oh, there is a conspiracy. You would love to see the batshit insanity that would happen if Sora and Co somehow ended up here. Sora would be fixing everything with the power of friendship. Well, it appears we've stepped into a whole damned conspiracy. We have no choice. We have to fight our way through. Here they come. Stop them here and now.
Here we go.
Hurry and take them out. We gotta keep pushing forward.
Win! Last one down.
Only one more. Finish them off.
They chose the wrong opponent.
I think that's all of them.
This is bad. They're onto us.
Die.
Amazing! Great moves back there. Dad, great job! Everything's pretty standard.
Uh-oh. Over there, someone's collapsed.
Hey, are you alright?
I told you. I didn't see no deserters. Please, don't kill me.
The life is gone from his eyes.
What? Why?
To send a message, boy. Either we give ourselves up, or these innocents pay the price.
But the only one who could know we survived, and the only one who could send soldiers after us.
Yeah, that would be the person who sent us to the fort without being able to get back up, isn't it? Our lovely captain.
Oh, come on. Let's move.
The enemy's too well prepared. Why are they going so far as to hunt us down?
We've been spotted. On your guard. Stop right there. I can't believe this.
What?
Oh, wait.
Isn't that just as I thought? It all makes sense now. It appears we're expected.
I knew I'd find you here. You were the only one who never went up to the fort itself, after all. It couldn't have been anyone else.
Who would have thought 3 sorry stragglers would make it past a whole unit of assassins?
Bastard! You never intended for anyone to survive. You knew the human would be there.
Naturally. You heard the reports. I only put more bait on the hook. I wasn't expecting that damn thing to be rampaging already.
You sent those soldiers to their deaths. Why?
Because the Kingdom's Guard is powerless before the humans, and only a pile of bodies will prove that to the public.
So someone wants the King's Guard disgraced. And when the people need him most, a savior rises as their shield. Is that your game?
Savior? Speak plain, boy. You think he's one of Luis's men?
Yeah, I think he's one of Luis's men.
A pitiful flock needs its shepherd. If a little blood is what it takes to show them who their real savior is, then that's a price easily paid.
Damn. You really would just let people be murdered by a monster for your own well-being.
That's why those sons and daughters died. For your savior.
They aren't the first. The soldiers cry for reinforcements, the villagers plead to be spared. But I know better than to confront a human.
A village? You refused. Wait, then you were the one who... 7 years ago. The first Flames Day of June, a village in the northern hills was razed to the ground. A village called Harlia.
Oh yes, that might have been a name.
Oh my god.
Then you made a fatal mistake, Klinger. You left one survivor!
Stay back!
Help me!
You played right into our hands, you know. This was the only road without checkpoints. A simple deduction.
You're a disgrace to your title. I may not make it out alive, but as for you, you're hopeless!
O thou who art seared with bitterness, O thou anguished traveler, it is time for thou to choose thy path. O lodestar, whose light reveals the king's own path, awaken.
What?
What the? Oh, no! I can't fail Lord Luis. Without him, I've got nothing left. You struggle in vain. I won't let you rob me of my glory! This is the way of the real world, little lordling!
You call this real? Leaders abandon their people and the innocent die by their scorn. If that's the real world, then it can die alongside you!
Oh, yeah, I fucking love that line. That's the real world, it can die alongside you.
My name is Leon Stroll de Halietus. My home and my family were taken from me. I am the last of my house. I am the last of my noble bloodline. And in the name of my people, I will strike you down where you stand! Come! I will show you a world with honor!
What is this?
I fucking love Stroll, man! We're out here handing out awakenings like they're happy pops. I think the implication is, if we're reading into this like Persona, you know how when other people are around Joker in Persona 5, for example, or you in Persona 4, they tend to be more likely to have their own awakenings? I think that's what our boy Will is doing here.
Wait, he's got power like yours now? Well, better show him how to use it!
I don't know what you think you're doing, but I'll not cave to an empty threat like that!
Oh, I'll show you, it's
This
nothing but
ignite is
empty.
all I need to turn you to ash. You lot, get to it! Cover me!
So he scampers off to protect himself, and his subordinates get to be his living shields. The man's showing his true colors.
It's an interesting idea for the structure of the events. It really is.
I'll fix the filthy coward with the end he deserves.
The Igniter's powerful, but it takes care and calculation to wield. If you sense danger, steel your defenses and endure it.
Die
Falling back.
already!
Let's go. Scour!
Die!
This is why we want to kill the mage soldiers.
Warrior!
We're all familiar with SMT here.
I
We
can
know what
slash.
buffing does
Tougher than I thought.
and how good it is in these games.
Take this!
Die!
Are you prepared? I'll cut you down.
Right on target!
Ooh, very nice.
In the no holding back.
Too easy!
You gotta aim better than that!
Crit followed by a miss. Okay.
Seeker!
Take this! Still standing.
I call upon royal power within.
Bye, Klinger. Hey, we got his uniform.
Not bad, if I say so myself.
I feel stronger.
Okay. Magic.
I admit, it feels good to get stronger.
Impossible!
Fair enough, rescued miner. I would run off too.
Never expected a commissioned officer would end up a wild-eyed zealot.
How did I do all that? And without an igniter?
Ah, it's your own power, buddy.
Just like him. Who are you two, really?
Jesus Christ, we're gonna get so many lines where someone says just like, and then it's just beef. He's just like beef. We also know what status effects do, yep.
I'm Leon Stroll. Just a fallen noble from the countryside. Back there, Klinger mentioned a village that was raised by a human. They sent for help, but he abandoned them. Halia was its name. I'm the son of its lord, and now I know what really happened. We sent our fastest riders, but we were doomed from the start.
This poor man.
If Luis was behind it, then that's all I need to know. He's the one who'll answer for it. I have my own reason to fight now. I don't want to be an ally of convenience alone, so once more, please, let me join your cause.
Obviously.
What do you say, Grius?
I see keeping an eye on you was too much trouble in the first place.
So you've no objections? What say you, friend?
We are brothers in
We're
arms.
brothers in arms, my friend.
Brothers in... yes. I'll do my best to deserve that honor.
You already deserve that honor.
Now, onward.
The proud noble, Stroll. Within him dwells the virtue of the warrior.
Now, unfortunately, there is one problem with this game. The Steam achievements were broken the first few days it was out. So you couldn't really get any of the super basic ones, like getting a supporter. Apparently, that's not fixed. If you start a new playthrough like this, and it still doesn't count that, even though I have the one for maxing out all supporters.
Nurture thy bond with him, and a new power yet slumbering within thee may awaken.
Brothers in arms. I'm pretty sure Will Stroll is the most popular ship at the moment, which doesn't surprise me.
Together we stand.
There are others which are popular, but I can't talk about them yet. The party can now study the warrior. I feel struck by inspiration. I found a new way to harness power. I can sense the heroic embodiment of the warrior from Stroll.
Did you feel that just now? What's going on? Does it have something to do with that odd magic? Now that I think about it, once you awakened, isn't it weird that Stroll followed not long after? What does this mean? Huh? Wait, what?
Oh, hi, welcome back. Yeah, I'm not surprised either.
Hey, where are we? What just happened?
Surprising indeed. Somehow you find yourself here once more.
Oh, so you're not the one calling us.
And a fairy. I thought their kind long extinct. Do they yet take refuge in the Elden Sanctum?
What is the Elden Sanctum?
Hey! You gonna talk to me or just at me?
We meet again, my friend. Though admittedly sooner than I'd expected. Remarkably, another has awakened. What miracle is this? Yes, that same power now stirs in your companion. Another of the mighty archetypes. Do you recall our discussion earlier about how archetypes are an original form of magic?
More or less.
Well, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about it like 20 minutes ago.
Consider this. As an elder, you are an outcast of society, yes? Your very identity is a kind of destiny you may defy but not escape. All mortals suffer under the weight of our burdens. But in facing and embracing that anxiety, you make it your innermost power. You find freedom. And so, the lives of those who overcome their hardships and embody the virtues within are passed down as heroic tales. Your companion, too, had his eyes open to his true path and claimed its virtue. That awakening is your doing now. He awakened to the archetype that protects you.
Hey, hold on a second! Who even are you? How much do you know? I'm warning you, if you mess with him, you're gonna have to go through me!
Oh, that answers a very interesting question I just had. There is a certain book in this library which you can definitely see as early as this moment in the game behind Gallica, glowing with an ominous red light. Fun! Also, Gallica, I love you trying to act all tough. Girl, you are the size of our head.
Ah, you two share quite a deep connection, don't you?
Well, we didn't always, but now we're partners to the end. We're linked down to the depths of our hearts. Right?
Right.
Right.
We trust each other. I've got his back and he's got mine. And that's all there is to it.
The mystical fairy, Gallica. Within her dwells the virtue of the mage. Nurture thy bond with her, and a new power yet slumbering within thee may awaken.
She is 16 ounces and fearless. I love her too. It's an RPG by Atlas. Every plot is solved by gathering your group of sad disaster gays and punching God in the face or groin as needed. Usually both, actually. Sometimes more than one god.
I won't lead you astray.
The party
That's
can
the
now
whole
study
reason I'm here.
mage. I will be putting mage on. You will see why in a second. I can sense the heroic embodiment of the mage from Gallica.
Hey, wasn't that...
Fascinating. Do you understand what just happened? By connecting with others who have found their resolve, you awaken to new strength. And further, you and all your allies may fight with the strength of any archetype in your circle.
So that's the way that this feels more akin to Persona 2. Because way back in that game, you could put any persona on anyone, basically. And with that, you could create some really wild and wacky team compositions. There's other things that are also reminiscent of Persona 2, we will get to those. But because of that, it gives you a lot of freedom, not only in how you build your main character, but also how you support said character with other classes, basically. And because of that, you can kind of play into a character's strengths and, say, lean into making Grius and Stroll warriors, or if a battle demands you need all mages to take advantage of weak points, you can turn people who aren't even that good at it into mages for the sake of the skills that they bring to your party. Which means that you actually end up with a shit ton of versatility out of every single character, whether it's their strong suit or not, to try to play around different battles and to create new strategies. So it's a ton of fun. And that's not to say that each of them don't have a niche. Yes, I could make everyone in my party into a mage, but not all of them are going to be as good at it as my main character will be, since we're focusing on magic. And since our allies are focused more on strength, it gives us a place to kind of slot into. There are multiple archetypes that are going to lean more physical, more magical, or more support-based. But we will, in fact, get the power to customize them to an extent, and also everyone's going to have something that they seem to be best at. That doesn't mean we can't equip other things to try out new strategies, but it also means that for general exploration, we're going to have a niche, you know? And it'll also give us a good baseline to tackle new challenges from. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. Same goes with Persona 1, everyone's a trickster. Exactly. Hence when I say we haven't really seen this system since Persona 2. And similar to Persona 2, everyone's kind of got an inkling towards certain archetypes being better for them in their stat builds, but you can mess around with whatever you want. Persona 1's battle system had some major flaws. I'm not going to say that 2's didn't either, just to be clear. It was an improvement on 1. But 2 needed a lot of refining that this game has done.
As an example, your other companion, the fellow with the eye patch, he seems to have some training and knowledge regarding the wielding of an archetype. By his own account, nothing came of it. Yet if you so desire it, you can awaken the true power within him.
Obviously, I'm giving Grius an archetype.
What? You mean Grius could use this power too?
The nature of the Seeker. No. Perhaps it is simply your own nature. You truly are remarkable. If you seek answers, then go and claim them.
It fascinates me that the implication is that Will's archetype here isn't potentially the Seeker, but it's his own nature. That isn't a Seeker.
This right here.
Each of you has your own charts. You will use these charts in the assigning of archetypes. Firstly, let's consider the one-eyed warrior who bears no archetype. Open Grius's lineage chart.
This here.
This is the chart that shows the power and connection of the archetypes. You can gain a new archetype by selecting one here and studying its powers. To study, you will need Magla, the source of all magic, but simply drawing from the Magla within yourself will be too heavy of a burden on you.
which means you will need to gather mag from your battles and other sources. Keep that in mind as you travel. Each character can study archetypes explained throughout the story by selecting the corresponding icon on the tree. Studying archetypes consumes mag, a minuscule starch of magical crystals. Once a character has studied an archetype, you can use the main channel menu to change their channel archetypes with no cost. To learn is to change oneself, as they say. Here you may achieve that through the study of archetypes and their deepest secrets. I'd like you to choose an archetype from among these. I can hear a familiar voice. Magic is that which manifests from yearning. It is a thing born in the heart, that most resonant vessel in thee, which awakens with a roar. Thou art its speaker. 'Tis thy means to shout down thy fears with a voice like thunder. The heroes of old perished only possessing one, yet this marks thee apart. Thou canst acquire and wield many. Who are you? This voice? I can't remember.
I see. This right here.
Few other archetypes can compete with its raw destructive power, yet that specialization comes at a cost. It has virtually no utility or support outside of hard hits. If you want to aim to overwhelm your enemy with brute force, I'd say this is a fine archetype to do with. Yeah, I have enough to give him this.
Sure.
Yes, he's earned my trust. So be it. Follower of the young man called Stroll, another worthy wielder of archetypes joins your ranks. From this sanctum, I shall speak to the heart of the man with the eye patch. The sanctum, you say? Grius, feel his resolve and let a new soul dwell in his heart. I can hear the voices of past heroes' souls. O worthy heart who tempers anxiety into strength, if thou art ready to bear thyself and fight with all thine heart, I shall bestow upon thee our soul, the soul of the warrior.
What did you say?
What is this? Is this truly an archetype? This is the same magic I once strove for. I can't believe it's finally on my grasp.
I see.
Fascinating.
Useful.
That man with the eye patch should now have awoken to an archetype. Similarly, I can imbue you and that noble youth with new archetype power. Feel free to experiment here and now on. So, the reason I say we're gonna get mage isn't just because we want to be a magic build. This I didn't notice until it was pointed out to me, because I made Grius my mage in my first playthrough because I thought that would be funny. Hero passive. In overworld combat recovers MP each time an enemy is stunned or defeated. This means that basically, you can try infinite grinding. As long as there are enemies you can defeat in the overworld in a dungeon, you do not have to leave, even if you use all of your MP on a mini-boss or some trial. You can go to a place where you can beat the enemies immediately and use magic recovery. And with magic recovery, you can come out the other side of it all looking perfectly fine with max MP. So, it's really, really good, entirely helpful, and saves you literal, days of in-game time where you'd have to run in and out of a dungeon. And you can just keep dungeon crawling and enjoying it.
I see. Fascinating.
The positional thing in P1 was interesting, but the locked-in weapons and area effect, certain characters were functionally useless outside of 1 and 2 positions. Yeah, here they have a front and back line, but it's a simple enough front and back line system that it doesn't really mess with anything.
This right here.
It's the heroic embodiment of a good teacher who manipulates the forces of magic at will and performs miracles in the name of one who leads. 500 is required. I will awaken it.
I'm counting on you.
That is the power I seek.
Of course.
Then so be it. By shared resolve and honored creed, take a new form as a mage. I really do think this game is it is the distillation of what makes Atlas RPGs good. They've taken a lot of what they've worked with across SMT and Persona and just put it together in a way that works beautifully. O worthy heart who tempers anxiety into strength, if thou art prepared to pursue knowledge that surpasses the natural logic of the world, I shall bestow upon your soul the soul of the mage. So this is the power of the mage's soul. No matter the magic, I shall see to its mastery. For all those still suffering in this land.
Good. I'm still getting stronger.
By talking to more in academia and studying archetypes, you'll be able to unlock and then use new archetypes. You can gain useful strategic knowledge by attending Moore's lectures or by reading the books from surrounding bookshelves. New features in the main menu. Some functions of the main menu are now available, such as changing your archetype. Archetypes that have been studied in academia can be swapped in towns or dungeons at any time. Changing them to suit your needs is a good strategy. You can now check the status of your royal virtues, the qualities that are necessary in a king, from the main menu. So, royal virtues are our social stats in this game. Those being courage, wisdom, tolerance, eloquence, and imagination. We want to max all of these to max out all of our supports with our followers, because every person who we get here will literally give us a new archetype train to work with. So we want every one of these maxed, because then we unlock every single ability we can use in battle. So we'll start by looking more. A fantasy novel author met in academia. Though he lost his memory, he burns with a passion for archetype research. Moore was jailed in academia by the past king for writing a novel depicting utopia. With the novel acting as a bridge, he requests Beef to cultivate archetypes for his research. So he's a Clamar, we don't know where he's from, and apparently he doesn't eat because research takes priority. He should really eat something. And Gallica is a fairly rarely seen in the world. She was sent by the Resistance to aid Beef in their search for an ally. A fairy from the Hidden Village who likes a fruit blend. Somehow in academia, Beef and Gallica find they share a common destiny. She invokes the power of a new archetype. And our lovely boy Stroll, son of a rural noble house that fell in a human attack. Proud of his parents' legacy, he gladly risks his life for justice. He's a Clamar from Halia who doesn't particularly have anything he likes best. Having discovered Luis's hand in the tragedy of his hometown, Stroll awakens to his archetype and vows to fight alongside Beef. I also love in the skill menu that you can kind of see everyone's hands. It's a really nice touch. You get to see the details of the lives they've lived. Like, you can see how scarred and grizzled Grius's hand is, versus if you look at how young and, you know, generally well manicured Stroll's is. And yes, that does mean that we can use healing skills from the menu here. The party screen's also incredible, and you get the nice detail of being able to see the details of everyone when you pull them up like this. The art is just fucking gorgeous, man. And the most important thing in the entire game. Let's check on the cat.
That's a good kitty.
Who's a good kitty? We can pet the cat. This is Game of the Year. We can pet the cat. There's no other notes. It's wonderful. We must pet the cat at least once per stream. It's just like how when we play Baldur's Gate 3, we need to give Astarion a kiss every stream. We must pet the cat every stream. Don't usually see this type of cat in the city, huh?
This cat, you see.
Cute, isn't he? I named him Plateau. He's the only solace I have as I'm confined here. Looks like Plateau wants to give me something. He gave us an item! What a good baby! I obtained a hero's essence. Oh, looks like he's taking a shine to you. That's a valuable item, so do hold on to it. And we can pet him as much as we want. His fur's so soft and clean. Makes me curious how he takes care of it.
What now?
So, quick things to note. We can change our equipped archetype from this menu here. And we can sort it a couple different ways. We're just sorting by archetype right now. So right now, I'm the only one with 2. And then we can obviously change out our equipment here as need be. Not that we have much to work with. And let's see. We can check our bonds. We can check our quests. Currently just saving the prince. And we can see the calendar for this month. The royal funeral's coming up on the 11th. And the end of the mourning period is the 22nd. Forgiveness Day is 7/27, whatever that means. And then we can just kind of look in the future to October. Not that there's much going on beyond that we know about. Oh good, Plateau has a whole entry. We need to read about the cat. Moore's pet cat who lives in academia with him. He doesn't necessarily resemble the animals called cats that exist elsewhere. There's a strange charm hanging around his neck. A type of magic igniter, according to Moore, that allows for visions of him to be projected outside of academia. Oh, and our friend the traveling peddlers. Merchants who travel from town to town selling regional specialties from across the kingdom at higher markup. They are invariably veteran travelers, even willing to explore caves and other places where the world's monsters are most likely to lurk. Their sense of adventure and the rarity of their goods often inspire awe in those who have never ventured outside of their town's borders. Check out more. An enigmatic young man in a peculiar study called academia. He first contacted Beef during a particularly trying moment by somehow linking their consciousnesses. Though he is undoubtedly an ally, many mysteries surround him, such as his knowledge that igniters are not essential to magic, and his profound expertise in archetypes. Captain Klinger here, our lovely friend. The captain in charge of new recruits at the recruitment center. A short, portly, unsoldierly man. Called an incompetent fool by Stroll after an attack on the fort led him to order new recruits to the front lines in a panic. Or so he made it seem. In actuality, he's a fervid supporter of Luis, and had always planned to take a mass of new recruits to die at the hands of humans in order to demonstrate his support of Luis's assertions. On Stroll. The son of a noble family of Halia, a village that was destroyed by a human. Now that he has lost his home and family, he only has his pride to redeem himself from the shallowness of his past self. And on Gallica. Gallica tried to stay resolute as Beef's chaperone, but as he gets involved with unexpectedly intense battles, she begins to doubt her role in the grand scheme of things. However, with the fairy's unique ability to deflect anxiety, she does the best she can to help the protagonist in whatever way she can. And some more info on the Nord mines, a mine dug in the hills of northwest Ukrainia. Due to the abundance of high-quality magma crystals, the mining efforts have been long been run under the king's direct authority. However, some sort of catastrophic accident took place several years ago, costing many lives, and the mine was temporarily closed until the cause of the incident could be removed. However, the mines remain shuttered even now, and they're generally thought of as abandoned. Nevertheless, as ample magma veins still remain and the mine's entrance was never sealed off, the past years have been seen a reliable influx of daredevils who come seeking their instant fortune of the mine's remaining prizes, which has led to its own associated problems. Halia, a mountain village governed by House Halietis, the family of Leon Stroll. Not wishing to partake in the extravagant lifestyle of most nobles, Stroll's parents were modest in their governance and considerate to their people. However, when a human suddenly attacked 7 years ago, the village was reduced to rubble after the petitions for the state army's aid went unanswered. Stroll's parents lost their lives saving their son and their people. Today, the village remains uninhabited. No trace of its former self remaining. Mag. Minuscule fragments of magma crystals that accumulate in the bodies of animals and magical beings in areas where magma is dense. Though they are of little use to ordinary citizens, there is a system in Grand Trad where people can sell their fragments. As a result, some people, like soldiers whose work gives them ample opportunity to leave the city, carry a bag to collect them instead of throwing them away. And archetypes? a mysterious power that Beef is awakened to. Shining magma engulfs the entire body, transforming it into a giant figure reminiscent of a hero. It seems to be a sort of magic, but clearly not the same kind as the igniters used by the army. Everything about it deviates from what is commonly known of magic. This igniter lets the cat be a lovable nuisance wherever he wants without ever leaving his comfy couch. It's perfect for a cat. Academia. A mysterious room described by Moore as a hall of wisdom, reminiscent of a researcher's study. The chamber is filled with all manner of objects rarely seen elsewhere, from books containing secret knowledge regarding archetypes to forbidden text and tools which accurately map the movement of the stars among countless others. So let's start exploring here. The spinning model.
Oh, yeah?
It spins around? Is it a toy? Awfully big if so. Oh, interesting. I just noticed this still has the zodiac on it. Like our zodiac.
This right here.
That's a celestial globe. It models the movements of the stars. Astronomy is often confused with the study of magic. Times being what they are, the association means both fields have been suppressed. Quite a shame. Squad Tactics Handbook. Ah, here we go. Yielding turns. Allowing an ally to take action instead of leaving yourself vulnerable may seem futile at first glance, but you'll find it lends to many strategic possibilities. Try to consider the many aspects of battle, such as the order of turns, advantages against the enemy, and the state of your allies when deciding your actions. The pass action cycles controls the next character while only consuming half of a turn icon. This can be useful when the current character skills are not effective against an enemy, or when you want to give the character recovery magic another turn. Guarding. It goes without saying that blind defensive rush may not be enough to win. It will be necessary at times to raise your defenses and endure an incoming attack. Press O to guard, which consumes a turn icon. Guarding greatly decreases the damage your character takes and prevents weaknesses from being exploited. Formations. Your row's distance from the enemy has a great impact in battle. A true tactician will switch the formation of allies to better suit the situation at hand. During squad battles, your formation will affect the damage party's members deliver and receive, depending on their position. Those in the front row deal more damage with melee attacks. Those in the back row deal less melee damage, but take less damage from enemies. Negated attacks. If you lose the ability to attack, the enemy will quickly gain the upper hand. When confronting an unfamiliar enemy, caution is warranted. Normally an action oh my god, there's so much reading. Normally an action consumes one turn icon, but the results of the action can change the amount of consumption. If an attack is nullified or evaded, the number of turn icons consumed is doubled. If an attack is reflected or observed, all turn icons are lost and the turn forcibly ends. Status ailments. Some monsters inflict lasting conditions called status ailments. It is wise to know their effects, of course, but even better to know have the means of remedy close to hand. There are two types of status ailments. This is an interesting diversion this game has compared to others in this series. There are two types of status ailments, physical and mental. It is possible to be afflicted with both types at once. Physical status ailments persist even after a battle ends, whereas mental status ailments automatically recover when a battle ends. So let's talk about them. Poison. HP depletes every time you take an action. Paralysis. Oh, one sec. Big sneeze. High chance of an action failing to occur after selecting it. Malady. Everything is greatly reduced. Additionally, HP and MP recovery effects are nullified, with the recovery amounts being 0. Hex. Half of any damage dealt is dealt to the self as well. Additionally, while affected, resistance to dark is greatly reduced, and susceptibility of status ailments is greatly increased. There is a boss in this game that uses this to horrific degrees. Burning, additional damage is taken after being attacked, and frostbite, attack damage is greatly reduced. And our mental status ailments. Daze, which is hit rate for attacks, is greatly reduced. Charm, characters will act on their own, attacking allies or assisting enemies. Everyone's favorite in my tabletop groups, because every time I use this one, I always land it for some disturbing reason. Forget, a character cannot use archetype skills. Sleep, character cannot take any action, and any physical attacks suffered are always critical hits. Rage, the character has higher attack power, but damage from enemies is greatly increased. All actions become normal weapon attacks. Anxiety, an ally-only ailment, preventing the use of archetype skills. If attacked while afflicted, the enemy will not consume a turn icon. Stun, an enemy-only ailment. They cannot act for one turn. Rewards of a certain victory. Overpowering the enemy utterly can be a source of immense growth. At times, it is good to wield all your powers in full force to test your own limits. If you can crush your enemies without getting damaged, you'll receive bonus experience from the battle. Always good. Massive statue. I wonder if this represents the archetypes. Apparently this would also be written on in Esperanto. I can't read it, unfortunately. It looks like the merging of all the tribes. Mystical scrolls! The scroll has shapes of a language I've never seen before. It must be some kind of formula. You're allowed to use it on a boss for the next two You're not allowed to use it on a boss for the next two bosses. Alright, got it. A magical formula, you say? It says the royal magic on the top. Hey, Moore? Why do you have this, Moore? Moore, how do you have access to the royal magic? That's a formula for a rather complex spell. When mages devise such intricate magic, they commit the formula to scrolls in advance. Hold on. Are you saying the king himself wrote this? Why would it be here of all places? I couldn't begin to tell you. Perhaps the previous king had his reasons for imprisoning me here after all. I would love to decipher its contents, but it will take a good amount of time as it's written in a script I've never laid eyes on before. But before you go, there's just one thing. Would you mind taking a look at the very end of the scroll?
What's this?
This drawing. That's interesting structures in the background. Are those mountains or buildings?
Take a look.
Indeed, it's no more than a simple illustration, but do you not think it bears some resemblance to the Seeker archetype? Moreover, it bears a caption, and mysteriously enough, of all the language therein, that is the one part I am able to parse. It says, Pika, likely the name of a person. Unmistakably so, though I cannot begin to tell you why I feel so certain. Person's name.
Hang on a second.
Well, that's certainly a mystery on top of an enigma. Great reference. Makes me wonder what it says. Should you learn anything new, I would appreciate it very much if you'd share it with me. Please examine the scroll whenever you've learned new truths. Oh my god, there's lots of books. Archetype Tactics Handbooks. Archetypes cannot realize their potential on individual strength alone. Strategies must account for attack, support, recovery, teamwork, and formation. Naturally, optimal strategies require first grasping the fundamentals. Yet some battles demand a team of singular specialization and boldness in planning. The most effective way to form your party is to consider the balance of attack, recovery, and assist skills in your archetypes. If you obtain information about enemies in advance, you can arrange archetypes to counteract enemy strengths and strike at enemy weaknesses. Cultivate your archetype strategically so that you may employ a wide range of battle strategies. Invasion tactics. Enemy reinforcements. Remember that your foes also have a grasp on teamwork. Charging blindly into a well-tuned enemy group can lead to easily preventable loss of life. After a squad battle is ended, nearby enemies may show up as reinforcements and continue the fight. Wielding weapons. A channeled archetype's power has significant impact on any gear or weapons equipped. Each weapon category offers their own attack range and agility. Once you understand the dynamics of archetypes and combat gear, success will come easier. While in dungeons, the protagonist's method of attack depends on his weapon, and can be changed by switching the archetype he has channeled. Different types of archetypes change both the actions available to you and the protagonist's attack range. Keep this in mind when choosing an archetype for the protagonist. And while we're over here, the Book of Apocalypse. More, why do you have that?
What's this?
What's with this ominous red book? It's all chained up. They do look awfully like spires to me as well in that scroll.
That is...
I advise you don't touch that. I have a wide variety of books here from all over the world. Many of them are quite pleasant reads. That one is not. Suffice it to say, it must not be read without due precaution. Archetype Advancement Handbook. Archetype Growth. To grow in power and versatility, an archetype must be channeled as you fight foes. Archetypes rank up by earning AEXP, which is only rewarded to actively channeled archetypes. Archetype Stats. Each archetype has its own unique parameters, but so do all who channel them. The sum of these numbers is the total measure of one's strength in combat. Each archetype they add to our base parameters, basically. It's worth noting that this means some abilities can lose value depending on the archetype channeled. Advanced. You may seek more powerful forms of each archetype. To study them, you must go close with certain supporters and cultivate the original archetype. Each archetype has at least one stronger, more advanced form you will eventually be able to study. Advanced archetypes can be studied after achieving a higher rank with its corresponding follower. However, studying an advanced archetype will require both mag and ranking up the base archetype high enough. So, if we want to get a higher version of the mage, we have to actually match it out. Let's check research notes on the Seeker.
Hold on.
In times of yore, there lived heroes who ventured into unknown lands in pursuit of their ideals. Their souls together formed the power of the Seeker. This was not just one legendary hero. Across many lands and eras, those intrepid spirits who sought greater heights on the Seeker's path have borne that alias. Among them, the adept who pursues a magical path, I dub the Magic Seeker, and the elite who seeks the deepest truths of the soul, I dub the Soul Hacker. Note, Soul Hacker. That sounds familiar, don't it? No, this is not the only place where an SMT franchise will be referenced. So the Seeker archetype has a whole sequential lineage. The Seeker does not excel at any one skill, but it bears the specialities of many other heroes, and can perform any task. A jack of all trades is a master of none. Let no Seeker forget this truth. This book must not really be read. Stares down at the book that's glowing red. I hate to break it to you, but oh my god.
I see.
So it's easy to use, but not enough to fight alone. I guess fighting with specialized abilities might be the thing that draws out its specialized allies might draw out its true power. Research notes on the mage. In times of yore, there lived heroes who sought relentlessly to unravel the secrets of magic. Their souls together form the power of the mage. Another note, if you max out archetypes, you get bonuses to your stats. The mage is one of the best ones to me, especially early on. Because when you max out a mage class, you get extra MP, like, permanently. Among them, the adept who grasps that ultimate power I dub the Wizard, and the elite who commands the elements I dub the Elemental Master. In addition, another elite making use of dark magics is known to exist. Truly, the Mage Academy has unparalleled command of affinity-based magic. But mages devote themselves fully to mind and magla. While the mind is powerful, it must kneel before pure strength at times. Let no mage forget this truth. So it's a great archetype for hitting enemy weak points with powerful magic, but it can't really dish out damage or take much punishment. Speaking of, we're going to put myself in the back. Research notes on the warrior. In times of yore, there lived heroes who sought nothing less than perfection with the sword. Their souls together form the power of the warrior. Among them, the adept who slays hordes I dub the Sword Master, while the elite disciple of the blade I dub the Samurai. The warrior archetype imparts peerless skill with the sword. Its devotees belong on the front lines, punishing their foes with brutal slashing swings. But a sword's purpose is ultimately as a weapon, and it is not weapons alone that decide a battle's victor. Let no warrior forget this truth. So this archetype is really good attack and defense, but their value comes from attacking in the front row. But they're not very versatile beyond the sword. Okay. Let's save real quick, and then we're gonna keep going. Oh wait, no we're not. Oh shit, it's like 11:50. I was so getting into it. I was like, yeah, let's go do more bosses. We're gonna rest. Time check, lol. I literally looked down at my watch like, yeah, let's play a little longer. And then I was like, wait, it's almost midnight. I ought to get some rest. But, this has been lovely. It's honestly really nice to get back to streaming. It's been a while, and I'd like to get back to doing things that spark joy in life, you know? Also, I like that when you click return to title, it says rest well. I think we shall. And the tooth is saying goodbye. I think. Again, I can't really read the Esperanto. But with that said, it's been really lovely seeing everyone here again and streaming a little bit. I'll try to get back to being more regular. And thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Have a good one.